Hello everyone, sorry we were a little bit late. Welcome and welcome and welcome to Monday here at Daily Blast Live. We got an awesome show. We got some big bosses here today, so we're all doing our best to look the best. So if you happen to know a digital producer looking pretty fly, because everyone's a little dressed up today, go ahead and do a shout out. It's great. Hey. So first two topics is one, a mom's Costco shopping list goes viral. It's a popular mommy blog called I Mom So Hard, which is hilarious. She posted a Costco shopping list that's being called so relatable that it's scary. So I'm just going to read you a few, and I want you to give me back some of the stuff that you guys put on your grocery list. On the list, 50 pounds of trail mix that will never get eaten. Chicken. 6-pack of John Grisham books, just because. I think that's my favorite part. Box of chicken nuggets 6 inches too wide for my freezer. Big bag of spinach that turns into green water. So true. And it then you put it in the stove and it shrinks to extra TV, which she just put it on. So we wanted to know if you related to this, and hi Instagram, what is the weirdest thing you've ever put on a shopping list? I am so looking forward to the weird ones. I'm gonna shout them out as much as possible. So let's, someone wrote, come on Tori, sorry we were late. It's funny that you guys wanted that. Let us know the weirdest things you guys have put on your shopping list. And is it a relatable thing, mom or dad? Let's not make this just for moms. Mom or dad, writing down what they know exactly what they're going to say. Be like, this isn't going to work. The kids aren't going to eat it. Do you relate? Second topic. This is fascinating, and I'd love to know where you guys stand. A New York company is called WeWork is going vegetarian. Now, it's a New York City space place that you can create. I think it's national, but it started in New York. It's like workspaces. So if I am a freelancer writer, but I don't want to be at my home with my dog because I'll eat cereal and not do any work, I go to this place. It's a really nice place. There's computers, there's sometimes a coffee shop, and it's a nice place to get out and be with other people. Now, they say in a memo that the chief culture officer will say they are no longer serving meat at work-related events. So it also says it will not reimburse any employees who order hamburgers for lunch. I thought it said it did reimburse. So we'll look into that. Yeah, but for sure. But they said the policy is to and this is really their #1 policy, help the environment. They say killing animals is one of the #1 causes that the environment is doing so poorly. And 2, raise awareness. So this is coming from the chief culture officer saying, at lunch, when we serve you, we will no longer have any meat products. So people can't stop talking about this. Is this taking office culture too far? Is this putting the culture into a workspace in which, hey, you know what? I just wanted a place to sit down with my laptop and work. So is it a minor inconvenience? 0. So in case you wanted to, let's say, get a hamburger or a turkey burger, whatever it is, the company will not reimburse you for ordering hamburger meat, so, or whatever meat it is. So again, meat in general, WeWork is a new company, and they're saying we are going fully vegetarian, mostly, this is what's interesting, thank you very much, because of the environment. They say that killing animals, and Sam will have a lot to talk about this, is a huge detriment to the environment, and they want to raise awareness and compassion. So is this... Now that's a great point. Jason always brings up the other side of this. Meat's also super pricey. So for a company that cuts back on meat, yeah, it's a little bit like they're cutting back on the dough. Do you know what I mean? Would love to know what you guys think about both of these. I did hear that there is a Trader Joe's mass shooting here in Canada last night. It just never stops. We will be talking about Trader Joe's, the Silver Lake situation in Los Angeles, and we're keeping aware of anything that's going on right now. So thank you for writing in, you guys. So Della Street writes in, he shouldn't be imposing his belief on the employees. If it was the other way around towards vegans, people would be suing the company. That's interesting. Ellis Walker says, Tori said a digital producer is looking very nice today. It's either, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure. So it's Thomas Henry. The craziness thing, I bought to... we'll have to ask Tori. So we're going to find out...
Do you think it's a cost-cutting measure for them, really?
Do you think it's a belief thing, or is it a cost-cutting? Do you think it's like, I want to save money, or do you think WeWork, which is a very, open to freelancers, there's that sign of kind of feeling of, openness. Maybe they want to raise awareness, compassion, or is this a ploy to just kind of save money? So if your company said no more meat, would you be okay with it? And what is the weirdest thing you've ever put on your grocery bill? I want to hear some weird ones, guys. Weird ones. Let's go.
Wow.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, July 23rd, and we are a live show with a lot of important topics to discuss, so let's get started. Just moments ago, the Coast Guard recovered the duck boat from the bottom of a lake in Missouri. The amphibious vehicle capsized and sank, killing 17 people on board when a fast-moving storm rolled in. Investigators are looking to find out what happened right before it sank, including any possible warnings about weather conditions. And survivor Tia Coleman, so sad, lost 9 members of her family, including her husband and 3 children. She describes what the captain told them on the boat. Watch.
He said, above you are your life jackets. He said, I'm going to show you where they are, but you won't need them, so no need to worry. So we didn't grab them. And I just remember kicking and swimming up to the top. And as I was swimming up, I was praying. I said, Lord, please, let me get to my babies. I got to get to my babies. I got to get to my babies. If I was able to get a life jacket, I could have saved my babies, because they could have at least floated up to the top and somebody could have grabbed them. And I wasn't able to do that.
Oh my God. She lost her 3 children, Reese, Evan, and Aria. And right now we can help donate to Tia Coleman's GoFundMe. She lost there's 11 family members. She lost 9 of the 11, and it is at Branson Duck Boat Survivor, and so far they've raised almost $500,000. Thank God.
It's tough. I don't even know how she's speaking like coherent. I would have to be so medicated, you know, just thinking about.
I'm sure she's in shock. I can't even imagine.
No, I can't imagine either.
I would say she's in shock. She just kept saying she doesn't know how she's going to be able to go back home. And I mean, she's not the only one. I mean, there's a 12-year-old girl who was there with her grandmother, and she said the last thing her grandmother did was push her to the top as her grandmother ended up drowning. It's just horrific.
Well, I would want answers. I hope they, I know answers aren't going to bring back their family members, but
I don't know why it wouldn't be mandatory for them to wear those life vests. I understand they take probably millions of trips a year, but especially a little kid, you know, under the age of 10 or something, I would say it's mandatory for you to wear that life vest.
You get into a routine. You're like, nothing's ever happened. I'm the best captain that there's ever been. Nothing's going to happen on my watch.
Right.
I'm sure that whoever captained that boat had no idea this was going to happen, but that doesn't make it any better. I mean, it's a complete...
It's a tragedy.
It's one of the worst tragedies I've ever heard. I mean, there are people that were involved in 9/11 that didn't lose that many family members. I've never heard of one person losing 9 family members in one day.
And all 3 kids.
I've never heard anything like that in my life.
All right, exhale. Really tough story to start off with, but other stories to get to. Moving on, Tiger Woods is in the midst of a comeback that all of America is rooting for. He charged up the leaderboard at the British Open this weekend, leading many to think he was going to win. Now, ultimately, Tiger tied for 6th, but his performance has many saying a major victory is only a matter of time. And it seems like that a lot of people are rooting for him. And Erica, you're the comeback queen. Why do you think, considering his tumultuous past, very controversial, why are people rooting for him?
I think it's a testament to the human spirit, because people want to see people succeed, especially when they've seen adversity, because we see ourselves in those examples. It may not be the same exact thing, but we all have been kicked. We've all been on, down and out. And we want to believe that this is possible. So I think when you root for someone else's comeback, you're kind of rooting for your own.
But what is it about him? Is it because you've always said the comeback that you're willing to earn? Is it because he's trying so hard to earn that comeback? Because there's been other celebrities with their tumultuous past, with addiction, and they're not given this second chance.
I just think with Tiger, we saw him at his lowest, so-called rock bottom. And when someone hits that rock bottom, you almost start to feel bad for them. Some people, other celebrities might have a thing here or a thing there. They never really hit rock bottom. Tiger was at the bottom, and when someone's at the bottom, you want to help them up or see them get up. And Tiger got up in incredible fashion. I think he's only, I would say a couple of tournaments away from taking that first place trophy.
I mean, he did what he said he was going to do. He went from the 649th ranked golfer at the beginning of this year to number 50 right now. And what he's overcome is not only the physical ailments of his body. Tiger was an addict. And a lot of us have either dealt with that personally or dealt with a family member. And I think that's where the connection is. People say, hey, Tiger cleaned himself up and he's back to doing what he does best. Maybe my uncle, maybe myself, maybe my mother can get clean and do the same thing.
Amen, Al. Amen. All right, this next story is shocking. Hundreds of unsuspecting Uber and Lyft passengers were secretly recorded by their driver in St. Louis. You're looking at stills from those videos showing some of the passengers caught on camera without their consent. Now, we blacked out their faces to protect their identities, and the videos were live streamed on Twitch, which is a video platform popular with gamers. And the driver used the videos to build an online audience who would comment on his passengers, many rating the women in his car. Watch.
Without a lot of good content, good content. Like, we need some more Laffy Taffy lady. We need some more dog lady. We need some good shit. We need the college kids to come back.
All right, well, both Uber and Lyft have suspended the driver, clearly calling his passengers content. Before we discuss, I just wanted to bring in Tori. Do you mind coming over here? You're our legal, and what is the legal ramifications of this? Is he allowed to do this?
It's likely legal is what they're saying because Missouri is a one-party consent. So you can record someone if only you know about it. That's likely legal. Which is crazy, but it's a state law. What's interesting, and I want the DBL Nation and you guys to find out, is an Uber a public or private place? Because in a private place, you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. In a public place, you don't. Well, in an Uber, is that a public or a private place? It's right on the edge there.
And could it matter what his intent is? Meaning, like, if he's doing it or she's doing it to protect themselves, that's one thing. But to be doing it to capitalize, to produce content, that's what is so,
and I'm not
in my is egregious.
I'm not worried about his intent. I'm worried about all the thousands of people that are watching. So they're looking at women that they find attractive, correct? We now know where they are. We know where they've been picked up from and where they're going. And we know who they're with. So now you might have two young women that are clearly by themselves. Oh, some guy looks and says, hey, I'm in such and such city. Let me go meet her.
Wow.
But as devil's advocate, if you were in a public place, you could hold your phone out and live stream and do the exact same thing, and it's still legal. So remember, that's legal if it's considered a public location.
But they're not getting paid either.
Correct.
This guy's made a couple $1,000s, and they're not getting paid. So if they're getting paid, and I would think you'd have to have some kind of sign saying you're being recorded.
In Missouri, you don't. That's a state law. It's very, very interesting.
Well, I think there is a difference between picking up your phone because there's no way to really tell where you are in most situations. They were saying full names and full addresses in live time. It's like, that's really reasonable for someone to, or like the idea of someone going over to someone's house.
Especially if you're intoxicated. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll follow the story. Thank you so much, Tori. You got the clarity. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tori.
We are live. Kelly Schuberth with news at the moment. Kelly, what's going on?
Yeah, just into the studio here at Daily Blast Live, Stormy Daniels is getting a divorce. Stormy's lawyer, Michael Avenatti, just sent this tweet saying Stormy and her husband, Glendon Crane, have decided to end their marriage. He says a petition for divorce was filed last week, but he doesn't clarify who filed it. But TMZ reporting right now that it was her husband who filed for divorce just a week after she was arrested at an Ohio strip club. TMZ also points out in last week's arrest report, Stormy said she was not married. Sam?
I didn't even know she was married.
Well, there you go.
We knew him because he looked like this. Everyone said he looked like the sketch.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, attention, Housewives fans. A big name maybe coming to Bravo's The Real Housewife. I raised my hand because I'm a Housewives fan.
Yes, clearly.
You stared at me like, why is she raising her hand? Because I'm a Housewives fan.
I got it.
Well, the Housewives of Beverly Hills may be celebrating. Denise Richards may be joining the cast for the next season. That's according to multiple reports. Now, Denise has talked about wanting to join the show as far back as 2011. So a lot of people are wondering, would she make a good housewife, a cast member? She has 17 animals. At least she did when she had her show, that one reality show. 17 animals, 2 of them pigs. and then, you know, she has 2 kids with Charlie Sheen. So would he be somehow involved?
Yeah, I think that would probably be a part of it, but she definitely fits the mold. I mean, she's rich and willing, so.
But is she drama-fueled? We want to see drama.
She was married
17
to Charlie
pets.
Sheen.
That doesn't mean she's drama-fueled. That might
17 pets doesn't mean drama-fueled?
No, it might mean she prefers animals over people, which might be a good thing.
No one wants 17 of anything in one place.
I would take 17 pets in a heartbeat.
Oh, well, you're close. Don't you have 5?
Yes. Okay, and I would love to have some pigs. can't wait
I
to
heard
get a pig
they're
one
smart,
day.
right?
Very smart. Yep. Okay. A new beauty brand is raising a lot of eyebrows. Tori Shulman has a story coming in hot.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one, Sam. The brand is called Petite and Pretty, and it's designed just for kids. So it's for, quote, young creatives who are redefining pretty. Now, the line includes lip gloss, eyeshadows, blush, highlighter, and body glitter. The Beverly Hills company says the products are pediatrician approved and safe to use. Singer Ashley Simpson even brought her daughter to the launch party over the weekend. Now, I want to ask the DBL Nation, what do you guys think? Is makeup for kids a good idea? And if they're trying to redefine pretty, why name it Petite and Pretty?
That's a good question, Tori.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
I don't know if I'm into this. I don't know if
I am either. But if kids are going to experiment with mommy or daddy's makeup, I like the idea that it is pediatrician approved.
Right.
Because there's a lot of makeup out there that isn't the healthiest for a young kid's skin.
But I wonder about the psychological effects.
I agree with that's more important. Yep. All right, coming up on DBL, Prince Harry is drawing the line with Meghan's fashion choices. Ooh, is it ever okay to tell your partner how to dress? And DBL is saving you money on auto repair costs. Oh yeah, the top 3 ways you can keep more cash in your pocket. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. A company takes going green to a new level by banning meat. We're reading your comments on this story next.
Guys, we also just want to say hi guys on digital. What's going on, everybody? Let me know how you're feeling, what the weather's like. I love knowing where my viewers are watching from. Just so you guys know, we're also on Twitch, but we're letting you know about it. So if you guys watch Twitch, it is twitch.tv/dailyblastlive. So there's so many new platforms, but we're definitely on Twitch if you guys want to keep up. Really interesting question that Jason kind of posed to me, and I think it's a great hypothetical. If there was an Uber service where you could pay less, let's say even half, but know that you could be on camera and streaming at any time, would you do it? Now, I think the difference here is the knowledge, right? Like, I'm aware that I might be on camera as opposed to I'm sitting there, maybe a little overserved, and I don't know someone's rating me. So, but if you were offered a service that could drive you around, it would be less, but you might be on camera, would you be interested? Or do you guys think cameras just should not be introduced? I also just want to go back to that Petite and Pretty. Oh, watching from Central Florida. Hi, Naomi. Let me know what the weather's like in Florida. I'm freezing. Kyle Baxter says cloudy in Toronto. Okay, so BH Brady asks, how was Erica's brunch? I think we should just go up really quickly. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good was Erica's brunch? I mean, it was everything.
It was awesome.
She went all out, let me tell you, people. She made, first of all, she had a chef, and he is so talented.
You got
Second of all, she accommodated everybody, including me and my veganism, as well as Lawson and Sophie. They had their own little table.
It was so cute.
It was so cute.
I mean, are you surprised though?
Yeah, I know, it's Erica.
No, thank you so much.
We had a great time.
She even had gourmet gummy bears.
She had champagne gummy bears.
We talked about those on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the hub, but let us know what you guys think. I'm gonna ask you guys, if Uber offered half off but knew you'd be on camera, would you take that service?
Oh, it depends where I was coming home from.
Yeah, I just don't like that.
Half off?
Just knowing the creeps are looking at
All you have to do is just sit there.
15 seconds.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. A New York company is raising a lot of eyebrows for its strict new vegetarian-only policy. The company WeWork says meat will no longer be served at work functions, and employees will not be reimbursed for lunch if they order hamburgers. Now, the company says the new policy is to raise awareness, and it's working. This got you guys talking. Take it away, Sam Shocker.
Thank you so much, Tori. Let me tell you, they are fired up. Let's get right to your comments. Karen writes, fortune favors the bold. I won't be surprised if more companies follow suit. Ever heard the saying, any publicity is good publicity? Al, what would you say to that?
It's not good publicity if all your employees quit. I mean, I don't like being told what to do. You can suggest, you can give me statistics about animal cruelty, about the benefits health-wise, but don't tell me what to do. As soon as you start telling people what to do, they start pushing back. So, I don't know.
Well, Doris says this is ridiculous. If the CEO had said he wouldn't provide vegetarian options and won't reimburse vegetarians for lunch meetings, people would be calling for his termination. And Doris, I believe you're right.
Tell him, Doris.
I think if it was a new company and that was always the policy, then so be it. But to have people try to, people already have a hard enough time deciding how they should eat anyway. You're taking away the one known protein and they don't know how to replace it. That's too much.
I think there needs to be education on this. I agree with you. Now, a little bit of context to this. They pride themselves as companies being environmentalists, okay, WeWork. And the #1 contributor to greenhouse emissions is animal agriculture. So that's where they're coming from. They also, and they said this, they like to promote a tribalism, and a tribalism is an attribute of culture, work culture, meaning we want to set some standards to attract, like attracts like, to attract more people from our tribe. So they want to attract more environmentalists and more vegans. That's what they're trying to do. And I think it's going to work because
don't you want diversity and diverse opinions in the room so you can make
environmentalists. That's what they pride themselves on. They do not want to contribute to our current climate change.
So I can't be an environmentalist if I have a bacon double cheeseburger?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
So I'm done. I want the environment to be over with because I like bacon.
You technically cannot be an environmentalist.
Have you ever had bacon? It's the best thing on the planet.
Okay, well, you know what? I also want to leave a planet for my children one day, and I'm not going to contribute to it by eating animals, and that's how they feel too.
Can I just say, for a free lunch, I would eat vegetarian. Who's paying for others' lunches?
I don't know if they're necessarily paying for their lunches.
They said reimburse.
Yeah.
They're not going to reimburse.
I think that's
walking down discrimination line.
I agree. I would rather see there be education than implementation. I agree with you both. All right, we are live, Brett Forrest, with news at this moment.
Great discussion, guys. Now let's talk about chicken. Chick-fil-A is jumping into the meal kit game with a big announcement today. The fast food chain will start selling meals you can cook at home at 150 Atlanta stores beginning August 27th. You can order them at the counter or in the drive-thru, and prep time should be around 30 minutes. They'll have 5 chicken-centric options like chicken parmesan and chicken enchiladas like you see right there. And the bad boys will cost $15.89 for 2 people. Chick-fil-A is the first fast food chain to directly take on the likes of Blue Apron and could roll this out nationwide if you folks in Atlanta love it.
Ooh, interesting.
You just cook it by yourself. I don't want enchiladas out of a box.
I know.
How much time do you need?
How great is that? You don't even have to cook your product. Here, just come buy it.
All right, we are live, and it's Shark Week, but what if you don't have cable? Tori Shulman has ways you can still watch Coming in Hot.
Nah. The answer is simple. We're talking free trials. Let's do the free trial dance. Cool. Streaming service Philo offers several channels, including Discovery Channel for $16 a month with a free 7-day trial. You can also test out DirecTV Now, which I have, or PlayStation View for a week. But remember, guys, cancel before the week is over so you don't get charged. And if free trials aren't for you, the Discovery Channel will also post clips from Shark Week right to the YouTube page. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tori. Coming up on DBL, we're asking an important question. Would you rather spend time with your dog or your husband? A new survey may surprise you. And up next, a fan favorite. Al Jackson sounds off on the craziest viral videos he can find. Don't go away.
Hey guys, so we talked about a mom's grocery list going viral afterwards about funny things saying, and we're going to go to the host and ask what is the most embarrassing thing they've ever put on their grocery shopping list. What is the weirdest thing? You go to Costco how much?
Oh, I love Costco.
Yeah, you're a Costco guy. What is, and think hard about this, the weirdest thing you've ever bought at a Costco? Like, and think, and if, have you gone shopping at a Costco? I feel like you only shop at,
I can tell you the embarrassing grocery story.
Please, let's start with Erica.
Yeah, there was this guy that I was kind of like seeing, but not really.
The kind of, but not really seeing.
We had gone out a couple times. I ran into him at the grocery store, and all I had in my cart was a bottle of wine and a cucumber, and he made the biggest deal.
Wait,
the biggest deal.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he's like, well, clearly you don't have much going on later tonight. You want to go out? And I was like, no.
That is a hard thing to understand and explain to someone in your cart.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you know your weirdest thing? What's the weirdest thing? What do you got? You buy like crab legs.
That's not weird.
Oh, okay.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, well, we will never know what Jeff bought was weird, but what we want to hear from you is weirdest thing you ever bought at a grocery store. It's also sad when you have like tampons in like a sad movie, and you're like, well, we all know what's going on in Tori's
life.
life.
Happens to be a Friday night.
Yeah.
Like,
and like huge ice cream buckets.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So let us know what's going on for you guys. Weirdest thing you ever bought at Costco. Bye, guys.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's time now for everyone's favorite segment, Al Sounds Off, with everyone's favorite comedian, Mr. Al Jackson.
All right, Jeff, how you feeling?
Back at it, buddy.
Yes,
Back
sir.
at it on
Let's get
Monday.
Fresh life, Big Jeff.
That's right, Al. It's right there. All right. Our first viral video comes all the way from the Ukraine. The simple task of putting luggage in the overhead bin is just too much for this man. Check it out.
Jeff, you know what? The overhead's not broken. That would be your brain. Who says you don't use geometry in real life? They should take his adult card away from this. You know, one thing's a fact. This guy sucked at Tetris. Let's go to the next one.
I love that game.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
All right. Athletes train for years to perfect a single move. Every twist and turn must be perfectly timed out. Check out this gymnast double backflip dismount, Al.
All right, looking good. Nailed it. I look at this, I'm like, finally, an event I can do.
Absolutely.
You know? And I don't know if the technical aspects of this, Jeff. There's a 2.5 flip twist with another twist and then a concussion. I hope he's all right, but it was kind of funny.
It was funny.
Let's go to the last one.
He got to be on Al Sounds Off.
That's right.
All right, Al.
Made it in life.
There you go. What do you get, Al, if you have an airbag from a car and an old recliner?
A headache?
Maybe. Or you could do what these guys in Iowa did and send one of your friends for a ride. Check this out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Jeff, I just like how confused he is. Like, oh, that really hurt. Well, you have an explosive device an inch from your crotch. It's gonna happen. But you know, it's good for parents. You know, you can't get your lazy teen off the couch this summer. Install this. This will work because we have enough love seats out there. It's time for a hate seat.
There you go. All right, everybody, that's comedian Al Jackson right there. That's Al Sounds Off. Good job, buddy. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, the power of a smile. We'll show you what happens when an officer sees a girl dancing alone at a party. Next in Heartthreads.
Attention.
Hey DVL Nation, welcome back to the break. So we are talking about home buying and millennials. I feel like we talk about millennials a lot in a negative view. Well, there's a new study coming out that says almost 70% of them regret becoming home buyers. Now they surveyed over 600 millennials. Hey Tori, we are talking about millennials and home buying.
I just saw this with my husband.
You are a millennial that's a home buyer.
And we're thinking about it next year.
Yeah, so they surveyed over 600 millennials and found that nearly 70% regretted buying, and they attribute it to three things. Overspending on the down payment, the costs that come afterwards because you're still financing the house, you're still paying off a mortgage, and then the third was the unexpected things that come up as well.
So now I'm not going to be buying a house. But yeah, it's like when you own and something breaks, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
You don't call a landlord. So it's a big investment. Some people say the mortgage is, a rent is throwing away like a mortgage payment, but it's really back and forth right now. I'm stuck. If you guys have any advice, let me know, because I'm kind of stuck, to be super honest with Brooks and myself.
So Jason, I'm going to have you swing around for this story. Do you have these in your pantry? Say that again? That's okay. We'll put it on our social platform so you know all the ones that are being recalled. They're recalling 16 different products right now.
For Ritz.
Yeah, and so the issue is salmonella concerns in the whey they're using, the whey, W-H-E-Y, the powder that they use.
I see, the whey within the powder.
Exactly. So no one has gotten sick yet, but there are concerns that it could make people sick with salmonella. So I want to show you this. This is where you're going to look for the number, the serial number, and I'm going to post all of that on our social platform so you can find the actual page. But again, there's 16 products, and this is just one of them. So if you have any Ritz products in your pantry, you need to check the serial number, and if that serial number is on there, you need to toss them.
And let's be honest, what parent doesn't have Ritz in their, if you're like either pregnant and you're nauseous or you have kids, Ritz is a big deal.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are checking this. My mom eats Ritz all the time, told me about it.
Yep.
And salmonella is something you don't want to have.
No, don't want to mess with.
No, you just want to toss the box. I know it's annoying, I know it's expensive, I know it's a waste, but you really don't want to inflict any pain on kids, you unexpectedly. Throw that out and also pass this information along.
Yeah, and I do think if you take it back to the store you bought it from, they will give you a refund if you do have that serial number. So don't worry about that. But yeah, so make sure you check your pantry. I'm going to post that on our YouTube channel right now.
All right, let us know if you guys do have Ritz. I want to see a poll of DBL Nation. How many people have Ritz right now? Just put hashtag Ritz. I want to see if they have it. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Today's Heart Threads is all about dancing like no one's watching. When one officer, Fernandez, saw a little girl dancing alone in her wheelchair, he couldn't help but join her. Watch this.
This duo melted hearts as they tore up the dance floor at a quinceanera. When Officer Sandy Fernandez saw Sori dancing the night away, he couldn't help but ask to join the girl in the light-up wheelchair.
She was there dancing. Her mom was just like spinning her around too. I was like, oh, okay, look at that, you know.
Sandy has a sister in a wheelchair and a daughter of his own. So seeing Sori with her Minnie Mouse shoes warmed his heart.
She was always smiling. You know, she was always just waving at me.
Sori accepted the invitation and even got a gift from her Prince Charming.
He told me that he wanted to give me a flower. I pinned it on my dress, right here.
The DJ captured the sweet moment as the pair danced.
We were just having fun, so much fun together, you know, it was just great.
Sori's mom loved watching her daughter smile on the dance floor.
Truthfully, it made me happy because he was dancing with her. Despite being in her wheelchair, she tries to have fun.
Small acts of kindness go a long way. Such a beautiful story.
That little girl was unacceptably cute. She was so cute. It was like hard to even focus on the story. She was so cute. Well done by that officer.
Yeah. Her smile is so contagious. Like, you just can't help but smile looking at her.
Well done. Well done.
All right, here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
Deadly shooting inside a Trader Joe's. Why it was a no-win situation for the police on scene. Meghan Markle wants to wear the pants. Literally. But Harry isn't having it. Is it ever okay to tell your significant other how to dress? And meet the fashion blogger who's changing the Instagram game. And she's only 75. Her secrets to style in What's the Story, Tori?
There.
Yeah, all right.
Keep talking, honey.
What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
you sound really distant.
I want to know what's your
it
guys'
sounds like
policy on the being filmed in an Uber?
He sounds like he's way far
I think
away.
that's.
Yeah.
I understand for safety, but once you start going out,
No, you
like,
still sound like
even
you're
if,
really
like,
far
let's say
away.
if it's a security
There,
footage for
poop. No,
your home.
we're good.
But and you had a
Yeah,
celebrity, let's say
thank
Johnny Depp came over, and then you took that
Okay.
and you monetized it on YouTube. That's when I have a problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't care if you're just recording.
No,
for
I mean,
your
we've been in an
safety.
Uber together where the guy had a video camera going. You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't
right.
think.
Brett's charity fight.
So, yeah, when we went to Brett's fight. So, I think it's a good idea for that purpose. One, if someone accuses you of doing something, you have that video there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is how it went down. I have that. But once you start profiting from it or doing a live stream where other people's safety is at risk, no way.
Well, I think once you start streaming it, because I mean, we have security cameras in our home, but like everyone who comes in knows that we have those cameras, and it's only for us. Like, we're not going to put it out there and have people like turn it into a game. I think that's where you've gone too far.
Right. I just think the live streaming, as a man that has a daughter, I think about anybody's daughter in the back of a car is being live streamed so people can, I mean, and he was on the highway, but if he was on side streets, if you live in that town, you're like, I know where that Arby's is. I know where that Holiday Inn is. Oh, and she's getting dropped off at the concert.
And she's kind of drunk or something, you know what I mean?
It's. I don't want us to start making policies after something's happened.
Right. Yeah.
Let's get ahead of some things.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
15 seconds.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show. We're going to get started with some serious news. It seems like a no-win situation for Los Angeles police. An armed gunman burst into a crowded grocery store in the middle of the Saturday rush, holding dozens of shoppers hostage for hours and allegedly killing the store's manager. That suspect is due in court today, but the LAPD is facing criticism for going into the crowded store. So what should police have done? Erica, what do you think the police should have done, or should we not be Monday morning quarterback?
I don't know if we can Monday morning quarterback the situation, because had they stood outside and done nothing and to try to defuse the situation,
Parkland.
Exactly, and people were killed as a result, then we would be saying that they did the wrong thing.
Yeah, I agree with their decision to go in there. And exactly what you said, Erica. If they didn't go in, they'd be criticized. Why didn't they go in there and do anything? They're police officers. We pay them to protect us. I think they did the right thing. I understand people were in danger there. But I think a maniac inside a store with a gun is a much more dangerous situation than having some police officers
who allegedly killed his grandmother for not changing the channel, right? The same individual. Again, that's alleged. But, yeah, what are you supposed to do with a maniac?
I just think it's a fool's errand for four rational people to sit around and try and discuss the thoughts of somebody that is completely on another planet. What we have, our police is there to save us from people that are completely out of control and clearly don't have a problem murdering other people, which this individual didn't. There was no way the police could have known what to do, so they had to eliminate the threat. They did the right thing. This is just a tragedy, but I feel like we probably limited to just a few people instead of dozens.
That's a good point. And we are live and have some breaking Mega Millions news. We are switching topics, clearly. Yes. Raquel Villanueva has all the details coming in hot.
Yes, that's right. Just moments ago, the same jackpot jumped from $512 million. Now it's one of the largest in the game's history, and there's a chance it will keep growing. So what if you have better odds than getting hit by an asteroid than scoring the jackpot? It's still fun to get an office pool together. The drawing will happen tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And DBL Nation, what would you do with $500 million? Let us know using the hashtag DBLTake.
So, Raquel, how many times has it ever been over 400 million? Has it before?
It's jumped about past 400 million about 7 times total, and it's been around for about 16 years. So this is kind of rare. So definitely get some tickets together. I'll start an office pool if you want.
Oh, no, Jeff's not into an office pool, Raquel. He won't be a part of it. And then what if we win? What would you think?
I'd be so mad.
There you go.
You know who I feel sorry for is the person that's going to win it after this jackpot? Because they'll be like, it's 30 million, but I mean, it's not half of it.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for them at all.
I don't at all.
All right, Meghan Markle is breaking all kinds of barriers as the newest member of the royal family. But one rule that even her husband might not let her break, the dress code. Reportedly, Meghan wants to sport some menswear on the couple's official visit to Australia. She even wants to rock a tux, much like Princess Diana used to back in her day. There she is. But Harry is apparently putting the kibosh on her fashion. Kibosh.
It's not a sausage.
Oh, was it kibosh? Jeez. Is it kibosh or kibosh?
Kibosh.
No, it's not kibosh.
I'm right. I was just holding my ear. I'm right.
Really?
DBL Nation right in. DBL Nation right in.
I don't think so. I think you're still wrong.
So we got to ask, first of all, is it kibosh or kibosh? And do you let your significant other tell you what to wear? Man, I've been on both sides of the coin on this one.
Don't lie.
No, what do you mean? What's wrong with you?
First of all, it's kibosh. Second of all, if Mark told you what to wear, he would be in the dog house.
I agree with Jeff again.
First of all, whoa. Yes, my husband does support whatever I wear, but he has told me, you know what, I don't really like those pants you wear. It's actually the same pants that you and Al didn't like. The ones
Did you detect the theme here?
We have a picture, I believe. Let's take a look.
Your goldfish print.
Yeah.
Oh, the garbage bag pants.
The garbage bag pants. So no, my husband will give me his opinion, which I want him to, but I still dress the way I want to dress. What about you, Erica?
I think I'm on the same page. Anthony has definitely said things to me. Well, he's not like, don't wear it, but we've had conversations even about my hair. That was one of the catalysts for me to chop my hair off and start going natural.
He wanted you to go natural.
Well, he just kept asking like, well, what's the point of putting someone else's hair on? And he like really wanted to know. And then when we started having this whole conversation, I was like, well, really, I was doing it because I thought it made me look more attractive. I don't know. And then he's like, no, I think how you look naturally makes you look more attractive. And that's what.
We all have crushes on Anthony, but I want to hear from the boys. Do you guys ever expect your partners to? I do. So you'll say, don't wear that.
I won't say don't wear that, but I'll be like, I'm not feeling that at all. I'll be like, wear that yellow shirt. You know I love it. And if they're like, no, I want to wear, but I'm passionate about fashion. I'm going to get in there.
You're Al Fashion Jackson.
Yeah, don't you want like an honest answer? I mean, if you come out and every outfit, Mark says the same thing, you'd be like, all right, well, no point in asking him.
He tells
you
his
want
opinion.
honesty.
He tells his opinion, but girls and guys have different tastes in fashion.
Absolutely.
I like my paper bag pants.
See,
you don't like them.
You're already upset, and I'm not even your significant other.
I don't know what side of the bed you woke up on this morning, but clearly, honey,
Obviously,
it's the wrong side.
the right side. That's what I was going to say. She's already, imagine if she was my wife, I'd be in big trouble right now.
Jeff, you should put the kibosh on this now.
67% says depends. I'm pretty sure it's kibosh. I'm being told in my ear I was right and you were wrong.
I think it's
Kelly Shooter is shaking her head in the background. All right, fixing up your car can be a strain on your wallet. Brett Forrest has some money-saving tips coming in hot.
That's right, and I also say kibosh, so there you go. A trending article from our friends at USA Today shows us how to save on costly auto repairs. First, buy replacement key fobs online. Going to a dealership can cost you over $200, but online retailers like eBay Motors sells fobs for around $20, and a locksmith to program the key will cost about $100. Next, touch-up paint. A body shop will charge a pretty penny to fix scratches, so when you can do the job yourself, you can find your vehicle's color code in the glove box or on the driver's side door to find matching paint. And finally, clean those foggy headlights yourself. YouTube has several video tutorials that show you how to get them sparkling with just a $2 tube of toothpaste. Ooh. So DBL Nation, do you do your own car repairs? I definitely do not. Drop us a comment with your favorite tips.
Nice, those are some good tips.
Yeah, YouTube will hook you up. And using just some of those Mr. Clean magic wipes, if you get the scrape, usually your car color is all the way through. So if you scrape that off, you can get back to the original color.
That's a good one, Al Jackson. Wow. Go, Al. All right, more women want to spend a Friday night with their dogs than with their significant others. This is according to a survey from Purina, but this got us talking about who runs the show in your bedroom, your partner or your pet. Yeah, vote now and give us your take, DBL Nation. You used to have a big dog.
Yes.
You had a Great Dane?
Yes.
Tank. So what would happen when Tank was aboard?
In the bed?
Yes.
He couldn't be in the bed. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to be in the bed. Have you ever tried to sleep with a Great Dane?
No.
First of all, they'll take their feet, because I know from experience, and they push their bodies
With their
if it's
long
against the
legs.
wall, and they'll just push you out of the bed. You cannot snuggle with a Great
What about
Dane.
Spike? Because you have a little dog now. Is it
Yes.
Anthony or is it Spike?
Well, Anthony, because Spike's not allowed in the bed.
There you go. That's a good rule.
Oh my!
We just kind of do it across the board. No,
That is a good
What do you do when your dog's aboard?
I love. Leave me alone. I love when my dog sleeps in our bed. I love it. But she always chooses my side. So I lift up the covers. She goes in. She snuggles right underneath my legs, and that way I don't have to choose.
That doesn't bother
Mark
you?
loves it. We love it. Mark loves the cats all around him. That bothers me. That bothers me.
I don't even let my son in our bed. I'm like, he's got to go back over there.
I'm with Jeff on that one.
Yeah,
No,
Have you ever cuddled an animal?
Sure.
It's the best thing ever. I don't think you have. You know what? I think
What do you think I have? I've lived a sheltered life.
Can we? I'm going to put this out there to the producers live so you feel pressure. Can I take Jeff to some sort of a feel-good farm and have him cuddle some animals?
Listen, I like.
Yes! Yes.
That's fine. I love animals. I think they're great. They're not people, though. They're not. I mean, people get a little crazy.
I think that might change your mind.
My furry
and
kids.
also, let's
they're
be
not
honest, like
kids.
farm animals, they're a little smelly.
Okay, I'm going to join a two-man crew, and I'm going to take you guys to some really cool farm, and I'm going to change your guys' minds.
What animal do you suggest?
Let's do it.
What animal do you suggest is the most loving for a cuddle?
You know what would surprise you? A turkey. They actually purr. They purr. Yeah,
I would
they
think
purr
a
in your
llama.
lap.
They have like a long neck.
A what?
Might check and make sure it's not vodka in
Llama.
this. I'm not hugging a turkey, Sam.
Okay, leave me alone.
Out of your mind.
47%. They can both, can't they both stay? Amen. Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Tori Showman, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile.
I thought it was kibosh. I'm questioning everything now. All right. A South Carolina dentist is an overnight celebrity. Dr. Constantine posted his take on the In My Feelings dance challenge. He called it In My Fillings. Get it? Watch this. Already gotten more than 45 million views and an appearance on Good Morning America. Now, if you were trapped in an elevator with the Backstreet Boys, you might actually enjoy that elevator music. Watch this.
I don't care. Have fun at work.
This video already has 35 million views in less than 24 hours, so clearly Backstreet's back. All right. And finally, watch what happened when Taylor Swift took a tumble on stage in front of 80,000 fans during a rainstorm this weekend. She got right back up, kept performing like a pro. No wonder she has such a good reputation. Yeah. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, I go one-on-one with a fashion blogger who's trailblazing social media at 75 years young. Don't miss this What's the Story, Tori. But first, the stars of the hit OWN show Love Is swing by DBL. Find out how that show is charting a new course on TV. Coming up next.
How you doing? Happy Monday. This is a funny story, and I love me some Britney Spears, but this guy posted a video of his dog, Riley, I guess howling, as you will, if you would say howling is the right word, and he posted it on his Twitter page that has gone viral now. His name's Matt Harden, his dog is Riley, and he said, is it just me or does Riley sound like he's singing Toxic by Britney Spears? I don't know if you can hear it, I'll play it for you. Yeah, you can't hear it on my computer, but you have to go check this out for yourself. It's at Matt Harden. And you have to hear it because it sounds just like the little on the Britney Spears song. I know that was not even close.
I believe you, Brooke.
But it's great. There you go. Anyway, check it out. It's hilarious. Let me know, DBL Nation, do you think it sounds like it or not? I'm interested to know how you feel about it. Angelica, what do you have going on?
All right, Brooke, this is an interesting story that is trending right now. So if you've ever wanted to travel to Iceland, now might be your chance here, guys. So WOW Air, it's an airline company, they're offering $99 one-way fares to get to Iceland. However, people are realizing pretty quick that there is a catch. So yes, if you go there, it's only $99, but on the way back, it's double the price. So people are saying, what? That's not cool. But you have to read the fine print on these things, you know? But it could still be worth it. I mean, it's Iceland, depending on where you're traveling from. But people are saying, yeah, that's awesome that it's only $99, but make sure you are reading the fine print because a lot of people are realizing they're paying almost double or triple the price that they thought they would be paying. So there's a lot of different cities that you can choose from to fly, but the deal, the $99 deal, will be from August 6th through October 26th. So if you want to check it out and read more about that, you can do so. This article is on kagstv.com, and you can also just search WOW Air and check that out. So this is only good for 8 different cities, so make sure you check it out.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. In today's Chatting with the Stars, we're talking with the cast of Love Is. Check out how they're embracing love in every form.
What do you want from me, Yasir?
What do I want from you?
Yes.
You should have told that guy, hell no. Right then and there, and came after me.
Thank you so much, Michelle Weaver and Will Catlett, for joining us on Daily Blast Live. Of course, you guys are the stars of Love Is on the OWN network, which is completely changing the course of Black love on television. So thank you so much for that. Now, it's all about a young couple, Nuri and Yasir, who are chasing their dreams in LA. How much do you have in common with your on-screen characters?
I would say me and Salim and Yasir have everything in common. You know, the way he views the world, the way that he needed opportunity is the same way the character Yasir needed opportunity, the same way I needed the opportunity. You know, to just be out there, to be able to showcase your talent, showcase your dreams and your passions and the things that you are, you know, hopeful about to come to pass.
Yeah, and I am similar to Nuri in the sense that I'm a believer and a dreamer. I have always dreamed big, and even if you say no, we will go after it anyways. We will not give up. So that's how me and her are both stubborn in that way, but in a good way.
I like the tenacity. I love the tenacity. Tell me about the portrayal of Black love and what that means to you to be able to portray that in today's climate.
Well, I think, and I'm glad that you brought that question up, and most people keep labeling it as Black love. Love does not have a color. Love does not care about your color. Love is simply what it is.
What I pray and hope is that yes, you come because you want to see yourself. We want to see ourselves on TV with authentic storytelling. Trust me, I know that cry. But hopefully you stop looking at that. That's the goal, is that you don't notice it anymore, because it's just so relatable. Any color, any ethnicity, any background will be able to see themselves, because we all want love. It's more than just two Black people in love. It's just love.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, what love is? Define it for me.
What you got right
now? I have multiple answers to that question, and I've been switching it up over the past couple months. I truly believe that love is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking.
I would say love is silent, and it hopes that you listen.
Wow.
He's deep.
I just wasn't ready. I'm going to be very honest with you. That was amazing. Well, we are at home watching and cheering you on and hoping for more and more seasons. This is so pivotal in programming and television, and I thank you both for joining us today on Daily Blast Live.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
Thank you, Erica. R. Kelly just addressed the sexual misconduct allegations against him in a brand new track.
I ain't chasing.
I Admit is a 19-minute long song where he admits he's been with younger women but denies any wrongdoing.
Wow. What? Okay, so many questions, but first, I know it's 20 minutes long. It's 20 minutes long, Raquel. What else does he talk about in that song?
He addresses just about every allegation that has been gone to him. He talks about being illiterate, how his manager has taken advantage of him. He's called out reporters who have written articles about him. He really goes through everything that has ever been spoken or written about him.
Okay, Al.
Well, if he's addressing every allegation, that's why it's 20 minutes long.
And these
good point.
He's really putting it on these younger women?
There's something that's called hiding in plain sight. It's when you can't help but confess. Clearly, he's never felt guilt his entire life, but he's literally telling people what he's been doing right now. Don't push your daughter in my face. Or what? What's the follow-up to that lyric? I cannot believe. I think I'm feeling how Erica's looking right now. I cannot believe he did that. That's something that would be said in a deposition, not on a track. Erica?
I've known Robert for a long time. Not like super personally, but I've seen him a lot. I worked his wife's party. We knew. We knew. And I guess now it's just out and we can move forward.
But how do you justify him saying, it wasn't me, I didn't do anything, the women are the ones that's wrong? Isn't that disrespectful?
I think the whole thing is disrespectful.
Yeah.
But the idea of us not knowing, like, I mean, it's very obvious right now. We knew.
Let's continue this conversation in the break. There's a lot to say. Coming up on DBL, meet a 75-year-old fashion blogger with tens of thousands of followers, including Miley Cyrus. What we can all learn from the style crone next. And what's the story, Tori?
I guess we have to talk about R. Kelly. I don't know. We get paid to talk for a living, and I don't have any words. I cannot believe. Don't push your daughter in my face. Like that he's saying. If you leave your daughter around me, I am going to be a predator.
See, here's the thing. Yes, that's a part of it, but a part of it is that parents actually were pushing their daughters
100%.
on him. Like,
yeah.
I'm being very honest.
Yeah.
I'm being very honest.
Yeah.
That was happening.
There's no way that in 2018 and, 2015, you know that don't. Well, I mean, this is just a really disgusting relationship that he's developed with parents that there's always going to be parents that are willing to put their children in harm's way for a paycheck, or just just to be close to a celebrity.
It's called pimping.
Right.
People are pimping out their children.
100%.
That's the truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm saying he's saying that he's admitting it, which I think we all knew. But the idea of that part should be addressed too. That should absolutely be a part of it.
It definitely should. I mean, but it doesn't absolve him from any wrongdoing. I mean, it's just two different adults with two different things to gain. Him with sexual pleasure and power, them with money, but they both are the victim in every situation is the girl involved, the young girl involved that will forever be affected by this. Her personal relationships, the relationships that her children form with men and women will be forever tainted by this. And I think it's sick. I rarely use that word. It's sick, and I'm just stunned. That's something you wouldn't whisper at a party, but that's how emboldening he feels. So, please let us know what you guys think. Please let us know.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. This story is proof that you can't put an age on style. Our girl Tori Shulman introduces us to a fashion icon in this edition of What's the Story, Tori?
What's the story, Tori? Meet Judith Boyd. It's obvious she's a great sense of style, but what you would never guess is that she's running the Instagram game. She has more followers than most people half her age. At 75 years old, this fashion blogger story is far from over.
I'm with the one, the only, the fabulous Judith Boyd. How did you get started with fashion and with hats?
I started my blog in July 2010. My beloved husband had been ill with cancer for 5.5 years, and he was my photographer, and it was a way for us to lighten up a devastating experience.
If I go to your blog, what are you hoping I get out of it?
Is that it's so important to have a message or a mindset about aging that's positive.
So your Instagram is Style Crone, same name as your blog, and it is hot, hot, hot. Miley Cyrus follows. It's a big deal because she has millions of followers. What's it like to know that you're being followed by such sort of important pop culture icons?
I don't know. I don't really think about it that much.
That's good. She's just so cool. I want you to pick a hat that represents Tori.
There's top hat, turban, fedoras. Now, this is a vintage Norma Kamali.
Does it look good? Does it look good?
Tori, you picked the perfect hat. Now you just need the outfit.
That's right, Judith. We have stylist Sierra here from Couture Consignment here in Cherry Creek.
We have tons of options here at Couture, so let's get started.
All right, let's look.
Oh, that is so
cute. Yeah, black is good.
All right, I think I found the one.
Totally.
Right? Love this, a little
That's
flare.
perfect.
I think it's time to go to the Upper West Side Museum and then for cocktails. Shall we, ladies?
We shall.
Let's go.
Tori looks fantastic.
What a great segment.
We want to thank Judith and Couture Consignment in Denver. We'll be right back.
Attention.
Hi, sorry, I was talking to Rena, our EP. I wanted to answer a question from Jody Bell on Facebook. She said, seriously, animal agriculture waste is a bigger contributor to ozone depletion. And then she goes on to say that fossil fuels, coal, industrial pollution is more. It's actually not. And a lot of people get confused because they think that we're just comparing the waste of the animal. But in reality, you're looking at everything from the animal agriculture. So you're looking at the deforestation globally to raise the cows, the deforestation or the land that's taken to feed the cows. And that's just cows. I'm not talking about the chickens, the turkeys, the bison, the other animals that are mass produced really rapidly for our consumption. So I just wanted to read a few statistics. 1 to 2 acres of rainforest are cleared every minute for animal agriculture. Global greenhouse emissions, 51% is due to livestock and their byproducts, and then all the clearing of it, the water, all of that. 13% is due to the transport of road, rail, air, and marine combined. Water usage, 1 hamburger is equivalent to 660 gallons of water. 1 hamburger, because you got to think about the water consumption to feed the animal, to keep the animal clean, the water to produce their crops, and that waste from a farm of 2,500 dairy cows is equivalent to 411,000 people.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clear that up because clearly you thought that the statistic that I said was inaccurate, but I don't think people are aware of it.
Would you accept that we are tapering down our animal consumption, though? I mean, how many people do you know that still drink cow's milk?
You're right.
I think that there is a bigger shift because we talked about it kind of in just last week, but vegan options are tastier now. I don't mind.
Yeah, they
vegan
weren't.
sausage.
You're right. They weren't really.
I don't mind
a year ago.
squash.
I mean, 10 years
ago.
ago.
I think we will see a shift in that. Like we went and tried the Impossible Burger on a 2-man crew. I'm sure you guys will do a similar shoot. And honestly, Jeff and I sat there after the shoot and we were just like, I would buy that. I would eat that. So I think we are.
We need to make it more mainstream.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of time because I'm starting to see it on fast food. I think Wendy's is thinking about going with like an Impossible Burger. So we're not that far away from like getting.
Yeah. So Rena, we have it both ways.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clear that up. There's always things that you can do, even if you love meat.
I don't know.
There's always things you can do in your own household.
Yeah,
and
comments?
Yeah. Joe, how long do we have?
50 seconds.
50 or 5?
Welcome back to DBL. All right, we need to put a kibosh on this kibosh.
First of all, it's kibosh, okay? A lot of people are writing, thank you so much for writing in. Someone just wrote in and they said they Googled it. It's kibosh, me and Al are right. But we do have the pronunciation. Listen, Sam.
Kibosh.
Okay. All right, so I'm wrong.
Wow, that was easy.
So I've been saying it wrong all these years.
Wait, so we have it pronounced another way?
Oh, what?
Kibosh.
That's fake.
Kibosh.
Is it both ways?
It's both ways. We both win, buddy.
Is it like data and data?
Wait, but this is like one of those things.
Data and data. All right,
It's
we're live on
kibosh.
YouTube and Facebook.
Hey guys, Jason from the digital team. Tori's getting her card, but we wanted to let you all know that today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day, which is super exciting.
And it's interesting that I did not know this about the vanilla bean. Guess who brought it to America?
Oh, well, wait. If only we had a history lesson about it.
Good one.
See what I did there?
It almost made me cry. It's the history.
So, Tori,
History.
where did vanilla ice cream come from?
Does anyone know the third president of the United States?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson took the vanilla bean, vanilla, which is the Latin word, and brought it to America, introduced the vanilla bean to the masses, and actually introduced a vanilla ice cream. Now, they actually have the Thomas Jefferson handwritten vanilla bean ice cream recipe in the Library of Congress.
Wow.
This guy can do it all.
I wish we could try that actual original Jefferson recipe.
I think you can if you go to Mount Rushmore in South Dakota.
What?
Who knew?
Next family vacation, you got to get some original Thomas Jefferson ice cream available at Mount Rushmore.
I think that's amazing.
I think it's cool that our forefathers not only constructed our entire country, but also brought us cool snacks.
I also want to know what other snacks Thomas Jefferson created, so we will be looking into it.
I'm pretty sure he created Doritos.
Oh, Cool Ranch. It's Thomas Jefferson.
All right, guys.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, July 23rd. We are a live show with a lot of important topics to discuss, so let's get started. Tiger Woods is in the midst of a comeback that all of America is rooting for. He charged up the leaderboard at the British Open this weekend, leading many to think he was going to win, but ultimately Tiger tied for 6th. But his performance has many saying a major victory is only a matter of time. Our very own Jeff Schroeder has been saying that. He thinks in the next couple wins, we're going to see him, or in the next couple tournaments, we're going to see him win. But my question is, I'll ask you, Tori, why are people rooting for him? We've seen a lot of different celebrities hit rock bottom, deal with controversy, but it seems like everyone is rooting for Tiger.
Yeah, he hit a 66 on Saturday, which was unheard of. And what I think we know about Tiger is we've watched him his whole life. We watched him on Johnny Carson at 3 years old. We watched him grow up with his father. We watched him become a man. We watched him get married. He had kids. We watched him fall, and now America is a giving country. We want to come back, and he was so different than I've ever seen him on Saturday and Sunday. The old Tiger was back, that red shirt on Sunday. He was focused, he was calm, and he said he called Serena Williams right after because he was there watching her at Wimbledon because he said, she's come from the bottom and she's getting to the top like me.
Wow.
It was
Do you
awesome.
think this is a sign, though, of us being more empathetic towards addiction? I don't know if people would have been rooting for his comeback 10 years ago.
That's a great point.
That is a good point. And, you know, we've seen the infidelity. That was an issue. We've seen physical impairment, too, with the back strain. And I think he's had a couple of back problems. But I don't know. Everybody knows Tiger is Tiger. And when you have that laser focus as an athlete, people root for that. People root for Kobe, for Michael Jordan, for all those athletes that have that. It's interesting to see someone fall so hard and then to come back from it. So maybe Tori's right. Maybe it is an American concept for people to just get behind someone and say, you know, hey, I really want this guy to win again. And you can see that focus again. Yeah. And I love that.
I mean, he literally looks different.
He looks like a different person.
Have you seen his face? His face looks clean. His eyes look like there's light behind them again. I mean, honestly, he didn't win this tournament, but I think he scored a victory for a lot of Americans that do see themselves in Tiger. A lot of Americans have been smacked in the face with addiction. I think people used to think addiction was you going downtown and doing drugs underneath an alley. A lot of people became addicts in their own bathroom. And they've seen
hospital
bed, and they've seen how that plays out, what that does to your family, the lying, the stealing, things like that. But once the fact that Tiger's cleaned up and looks like the Tiger that we knew, you can then say, hey, maybe my uncle can clean up. Maybe I can clean up. Maybe my son isn't so hopeless. So good luck to Tiger, and I'm cheering for him.
Yeah. All right, we are live. Raquel Villanueva. What's the other moment?
Thanks, Sam. Just moments ago, Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte was suspended for using an IV. Back in May, he posted a picture using the treatment. And while it's not a banned substance, anti-doping rules say that IVs can only be used if a person is hospitalized or has special permission. He is now suspended until July 2019 for the violation. And he was set to compete just this week. National championships start on Wednesday.
Yikes. That's, you know, I mean, the rules are very much in the playbook, especially when it comes to swimming. You know exactly what you're doing. But to be suspended until July of 2019,
That's everything to a swimmer.
Can you tell me what that means, Sam, in terms of the swimming community? Like,
you miss a day, Al. You lose the feel of the water. Clearly, he's going to continue to compete because I'm sure he has his hopes set for the next Olympics. So, but to not be competing against other swimmers up until then is going to set him back. To not be able to qualify for the World Games, to not be able to qualify for nationals, senior nationals, the Goodwill Games is really going to hurt him in whether or not he's going to be able to compete in the next Olympics. But the rules are rules.
You knew better.
Rules are rules.
Is there any way that he didn't know?
No.
I mean, it's such a fad to be doing this. Tori and I did it for Two Crazy Blondes, but again, if it's anything, I mean, blood doping was a thing when I used to compete as a swimmer. People would take blood out strategically, and then right before they would dive in, not right before, but minutes before they would dive in, they would dope up with blood because blood carries oxygen, and you would have that much more oxygen as a swimmer. But yeah.
Is it weird to say, because this was juxtaposed with the Tiger story, that it's a way for America to kind of turn against someone? To look at him poorly?
A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't like him.
That's what I mean. America may be not rooting for him.
I know. Well, I am. I'm always rooting for Ryan. All right. This next story is shocking. Hundreds of unsuspecting Uber and Lyft passengers were secretly recorded by their driver in St. Louis. You're looking at stills from those videos showing some of the passengers caught on camera without their consent. We blacked out their faces to protect their identities, and the videos were live streamed on Twitch, which is a video platform popular with gamers. The driver used the videos to build an online audience who would comment on his passengers, many rating the women in his car. Watch.
Not a lot of good content, good content. Like, we need some more Laffy Taffy lady. We need some more dog lady. We need some good shit, man. We need the college kids to come back.
Both Uber and Lyft have suspended the driver. This makes my blood boil. I can only imagine when you get into someone's vehicle, who knows, if you're intoxicated, you could be making out with someone. That's private. You could be saying something that you don't want the rest of the world to hear. How dare he? Is this legal, Tori?
It depends. In Missouri, it's a one-party consent state, so they're allowed to record you if only one person knows. So technically, as they're saying in the sources, they're saying it is likely legal. The difference between public and private is important here, and what you guys all need to decide, and the courts need to decide, I can't decide it, is Uber a public or a private place? It's a stranger's car. Do you have the same reasonable expectation of privacy or not? That will determine whether you can record someone or not. It's a Fourth Amendment issue. But we got a lot of comments. Maria Pula says, I would just wear my shades and hoodie and act like I normally do in an Uber. Tammy Gibson says, no camera. Tom Baldrige says, Uber confessions. And Thomas Henry says, no way, and this is the reason I don't use Lyft or Uber, and now I don't want to use it at all.
As a person that has a daughter, this just scares the hell out of me, Bo. I can't imagine. First of all, their faces weren't blacked out. You can tell, if you live in that area, you can tell where they are, especially if they're on side streets and not the high. You can tell, oh, this girl's a little intoxicated and she's going to this concert. She's going to be dropped off at 9:45. I'll be standing there waiting for her. That should scare the hell out of anybody.
Or they might know your address. If you say, hey, sir, I'm on the corner of such and such street.
Right. On the flip side of this, I have had a female Uber driver who had a camera pointing backwards for her own safety reasons. So there is a flip side to this, which is good. I think if we can keep it there. Yeah.
And just if you're getting in an Uber or Lyft, just know it's not considered yet private or public. Be careful what you say. It's not completely private. Just know that. Yep. Yeah.
All right, we are live. Kelly Schuberth with news at this moment. What's going on, Kelly?
Yeah, we've got news just into the studio here at Daily Blast Live. Stormy Daniels is getting a divorce. Stormy's lawyer, Michael Avenatti, just sent this tweet saying Stormy and her husband, Glendon Crane, have decided to end their marriage. He says a petition for divorce was filed last week, but he doesn't clarify who filed it. But TMZ reports that it was her husband who filed for divorce, as well as a restraining order. In fact, a judge just granted him that restraining order that prohibits Stormy from coming in contact with him or their 7-year-old daughter.
Yikes.
Sam?
All right, wow, we will follow that story. Wow. I want to know the details. Thank you, Kelly. Well, attention, Housewives fans. A big name maybe coming to Bravo's The Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. Ooh. It's Denise Richards, everybody. She may be joining the cast for the next season. That's according to multiple reports. Denise has talked about wanting to join the show as far back as 2011. And a lot of you are wondering, will she be a good housewife? She apparently has 17 animals. At least she did when she had her reality show, including pigs.
Which you said are very smart animals.
They're equivalent to a 4-year-old. Wow. Yeah, they're very social. They're very smart.
But a 4-year-old that doesn't progress.
That's not true. I'll provide the details in the next break. She also was married to Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
They have 2 kids together. So do you think she'll be a good addition?
Admittedly, I don't watch the show, but I think in the purpose of this, I actually would be interested in her story. There's a lot of history there, and I kind of want to see a pig.
I know I want a pig.
I want a pig and Charlie Sheen, so they go together.
Charlie Sheen is always amusing.
Yeah.
All right, a new beauty brand is raising a lot of eyebrows. Erica Cobb has that story coming in hot.
That's right, Sam. The brand is called Petite and Pretty, and it's designed just for kids. It's for, quote, young creatives who are redefining pretty. The line includes lip gloss, eyeshadows, blush, highlighter, and body glitter. The Beverly Hills company says the products are pediatrician approved and safe to use. Singer Ashley Simpson even brought her daughter to the launch party over the weekend. What do you think, DBL Nation? Is makeup for kids a good idea?
Also, if they're trying to redefine pretty, don't name your brand Petite and Pretty.
I am petite.
I mean, the name Petite is
right.
If I'm a bigger kid, which I was, why am I'm gonna feel really left out here?
I agree. I'm not feeling the name. What do you think about young kids wearing makeup?
Well, I know we talked a lot about Kylie Jenner and the explosion of her product line.
She's 20, though. Big difference.
She is, but
her
could
fan
that be
base.
influencing, exactly how could that be influencing a much younger fan base that is now going to be more inclined to use it?
Right.
But this is just for kids.
I think we're just seeing the hypersexualization of children. I don't want to jump off the bridge because they're making lipstick for little kids, but I think this does lead you down a path where you're already focused on your looks at 4 and 5 years old. Can you just go play for a little while? You'll have your entire life to do this. I know that's like an old man.
I agree with you tenfold, but most kids, boys and girls, will go and play in mommy or daddy's makeup box, right?
Right.
So if they're playing with makeup, I would rather my daughter play with makeup with, this is pediatrician approved, it's very safe for kids, as opposed to some makeup out there isn't as safe for children. Could we use it just as play makeup?
So it's strictly like a health issue for you, not like a psychological issue.
No, I agree with the psychological, but if my kid is going to go through my cupboard, I would rather her play with makeup that maybe is a little bit more age appropriate and won't.
Okay, let's assume she's not going through it. Let's say that, would you buy this for your daughter?
I have a problem with the name, the branding. Just Petite and Pretty doesn't work for me. I don't have a problem with the glitter. I think that's fun. I used to do that too. But
change the name.
Change the name.
Tori's happy if you change the name.
There you go. Coming up on DBL, Prince Harry is drawing the line with Meghan's fashion choices. Is it ever okay to tell your partner how to dress? Well, DBL is saving you money on auto repair costs. The top 3 ways you can keep more cash in your pocket. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. A trip to the grocery store goes viral for being too relatable. We are reading your comments on this story coming up next.
Guys,
it's funny stuff you buy.
Al wanted to hear a little bit more about how smart pigs are. So I'm just looking this up, okay? I had always been told that pigs are very smart, but here's some additional context. So apparently, pigs have long-term memories. They can be so socially manipulative that they can manipulate other pigs. They can tell which people are nice to them, which people are not nice to them. They can distinguish between strange pigs and pigs that they have known even for a little bit of time. Let's see, what else does it say? Now, according to the International Journal of Comparative Psychology, they found that...
They speak French. They do long division.
How smart are pigs? Okay, it says here that...
Okay.
So it says that you can compare them to primates, that they are one of the most emotionally, socially sophisticated, intelligent animals out there. They can do language. I guess they can.
Hold on, you can't just list stuff.
What
language can they?
I'm gonna
communicate
they have
through
no
oinks.
fingers and they can't talk.
The oinking is a talking it's a dialect.
But it's only for
no,
them.
there are different
sounds.
I don't have enough time to read this whole article, but from what I know, there's so many different.
So what website that's on?
Huffington Post.
Biz.
You gotta give this.
Okay,
you gotta give
okay.
this some
That's
seriousness.
Why they're pets a lot. That's why a lot of people have.
Yeah, they are quite
Pigs
intelligent.
are way. People love dogs. Pigs are way smarter than dogs. Pigs can. First of all, there's been pigs. You can Google it that have rescued different animals, babies, because they're so aware, socially aware that this is like a gentle being. There's also been a pig, if you Google it, that ran to a side of a road where it knew there was a lot of traffic and alerted like a passerby to come get a baby that was drowning. Wow. So they're very highly intelligent. They can flush a toilet. You can teach them how to like.
So basically, it's Lassie with a tail.
They're smarter than dogs.
It went and told the driver.
Timmy's in the well. They're so smart. They're so smart that like when they're on the conveyor belt, like at a slaughterhouse, they will warn other pigs, and you'll immediately see the other pigs turn around and try and escape. They're very smart, and
but
they
then that
also
only shows off their backside, and that's more points.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's not every day that a shopping list goes viral, but people are calling the trip to Costco so accurate it's scary. The Mommy Blog account called I'm Mom So Hard presented this now trending list. There's a lot of wine, a 50-pound bag of trail mix that will never be eaten, 6 John Grisham books just because, and a bag of spinach that will turn to green water. DBL Nation, can you relate? Take it away, Sam Shocker.
Oh, we'll find out. Thank you so much, Erica. Let's get right to your comments. Karen says, only thing missing from their list is a giant bunch of bananas where at least half will turn brown on your kitchen counter. Ain't that right? Only to be thrown away after feeling guilty for about 5 seconds.
Oh, Karen. Talk about hitting the nail right on the head. I think we all shop at Costco because it's cost effective and you can save time. You're like, I'll go grocery shopping once rather than 2 or 3 times a week. But at the same time, you get so much food. I don't know what to do with a vat of mayonnaise. Like, who can go through that before it goes bad? And then you feel bad for wasting food. So I don't know. Maybe they could just shrink the sizes a little bit. I'm not getting ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Can I tell you what to do with the rotten fruit, though?
What?
If you're not going to like bake a banana bread, if that's going to take.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to do that. I've never baked a banana bread. The time. Never. You can easily, even if you don't have a blender, if you have a blender, use a blender. But if not, you can like whisk all your rotten fruits.
That sounds delicious.
It's not. And then
my mouth is watering.
And then you can put it in popsicle and ice trays and make popsicles out of it.
Yeah. Hey kids, it's time for rotten popsicle day. No one's going to Sam's house after Little League.
Okay. Oh, Ellen writes, this lady sounds a little resentful and unhappy if you ask me. I think she sounds just a little stressed out because shopping at Costco isn't that easy. It's great to put a little humor into it. I hate grocery shopping. If there's anybody out there who can give me a tip, I get overwhelmed, scared, anxious, and I have a fear that I'm going to spill the whole aisle. So I rarely do it, so I understand her putting some humor in it. But if you have any tips...
How do you not like grocery shopping?
I hate it.
Just the different smells of the different aisles?
I want one Band-Aid, and there's 25,000 Band-Aids. I don't know.
It's overwhelming.
No, it's not overwhelming.
It is.
Right, it's not heavy combat.
I can't.
I like Angela's comment here. Angela tells us, I had 3 gallons of ice cream in my cart and ran into my trainer. Hashtag blame kids.
It's
Angela,
my kids.
I'm with you. And Al, I agree with you too. Like, I mean, I was in Costco this past weekend, and you have one cart, and I was getting 2 office chairs. You don't really have room for anything else, you know what I mean? But I got as much as I could get, but I'm only shopping for me and one other person.
Right.
How long do you need to go, you know?
It's so weird. You just have to invite people over. So just go shopping and then invite the DBL crew over. We'll come and eat you at a house
See
and
you
home.
on Friday.
Okay.
All right, we are live. Brett Forrest with news at the moment. What's going on, Brett?
Hey Sam, Sir Paul McCartney just shared an awesome video recreating the Beatles' iconic Abbey Road crossing almost 49 years to the day since the famous album cover was shot. Check out the video. All right, lots of fans there. It's amazing how he can carry that weight of his fame. And of course, here's the original album cover. Isn't it something? Sir Paul did this on his way to an intimate gig at Abbey Road Studios where a small number of fans could come together to hear some classics. And don't forget, he has a new album out September 7th, so it's definitely not the end for Sir Paul.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was watching a man walk across the crosswalk. That was amazing.
Okay. We'll talk about that during the break. We are live, and it's Shark Week. But what if you don't have cable? Erica Cobb has ways you can still watch Coming in Hot.
Well, the answer is simple, Sam. We're talking free trials. Streaming service Philo offers several channels, including Discovery Channel, for $16 a month with a free 7-day trial. You can also test out DirecTV now or PlayStation View for a week. But remember to cancel before the week is over so you don't get charged. And if free trials aren't for you, the Discovery Channel will also post clips from Shark Week right to the YouTube page. But you know how I do. If it's free, I'll take 2.
Yeah, girl. Coming up on DBL, we're asking an important question. Would you rather spend time with your dog or your significant other? A new survey may surprise you. And up next, a fan favorite. Al Jackson sounds off on the craziest viral videos he can find. You don't want to miss it.
Right next to it. So,
but Tori and I both went to Abbey Road. We both did the crosswalk. I did it with my parents and my husband. It was so cute and so fun. And what's funny is I did it about 7 years ago. Tori recently just did it. She had never seen my video. Our videos are absolutely identical because we both played. Did you play Come Together?
For sure.
So
and I did like a slow-mo.
So did
walk.
we. So did
that's
we.
Really
Isn't
weird.
that weird? Because Tori's never seen mine. And then when
That's
she
really
posted
weird.
hers, I was like, we really are
soul sisters?
Yes.
Wait, what if she was like friends?
Is it
And I was like, soul
osmosis?
sisters?
I don't know what it is, but
It
we
is
to
strange.
pick that song, the both of us.
Yeah,
Come together right now. And we both did slow-mo.
Slow-mo. And the good thing is, guys, if you don't know, Abbey Road, the studios, is literally right at that crosswalk.
So fun.
So they were going to go to some crazy thing, like, for instance, they were going to go to Everest Base Camp, and they were all like, why don't we just go outside and cross the road? And they were like, let's do
for
it.
their album covers?
Yes. So
Smart.
they thought of Everest. They were like, hey, let's just do this. So Paul had his shoes off. There's some pictures you can Google of them getting ready. And they just walked across. Every day I ask people around there, how busy does it get at Abbey Road? They said, not a moment during the day or night is there not at least 10 people
How
around
busy
there.
was it when you were there?
Crowded. Like,
How crowded?
I would say 50.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's people going back and forth, and the poor people in the cars are like, I just want to get through.
Yeah.
This is my drive. This
Wow.
is terrible. But it was such an iconic.
It is iconic. When you do it,
Oh
oh my God.
cool.
But you got to nail it because
Yeah.
we probably had about 15 people waiting, but you all each kind of wait your turn so
You
you
let
can
them
get
go.
a full video.
Yeah.
So you can't mess up.
Yeah. You're just walking.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to feel that.
But no,
Beatles
you have
cool.
4 people like we did with my parents and my husband.
And
You
each
want to make
person-
sure you're all in alignment.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Walking like
Yeah.
this. It's a great
fun.
idea. It's
If you
simple.
go to London, make sure you go. And it's a cute area too. Where is it exactly?
I don't know, but they're good.
It's not in the heart of London.
No, you have to kind of seek it out.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And the studios is a museum. You can go around and check out the original Yesterday, written by George Harrison. It was lovely.
If you've been, let us know.
Yeah. And what's your favorite album cover? Do you have a famous album cover?
For any band.
Anything. Like Nirvana.
I love it. Never
Baby.
mind. Yeah, Al.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's time now for everyone's favorite segment, Al Sounds Off.
Yeah, look at this energy. Little condescending. All right, that's right.
You asked for energy, Al? You got it.
That's what's up.
We appreciate it.
Always.
All right. Our first viral video comes all the way from the Ukraine. The simple task of putting luggage in the overhead bin is just too much for this man, Al.
Jeff, this is really embarrassing. Hopefully this plane was headed to pre-K because he needs it. Who says you don't use geometry in real life?
There you go.
Flip the bag, homie. It's not that hard. I mean, honestly, he might lose his adult card for this one, but the worst thing is this guy definitely sucks at Tetris. Let's go to the last. Next
I missed
one.
Tetris.
I missed it.
I love Tetris.
It's got to be an app. Let's download that right after this.
All right. Athletes train for years to perfect a single move. Every twist and turn must be perfectly timed out. Check out this gymnast double back flip dismount.
Oh, I just love the Olympics. Nailed it. All right. Yes, I just love this guy. And finally, an event that I can look at and be like, I could do that.
You can do that. We can definitely put that
Jeff,
together.
it's a 2.5 rotation with a twist and sadly a concussion. Let's go to the last one.
All right, Al. What do you do if you have an airbag from a car and an old recliner, Al?
I don't know. Try and sell them on eBay?
You could do that. Or you could do what these guys did in Iowa and send one of your friends for a ride. Check this out.
3, 2, 1.
Little whiplash.
That's right. That's right, Jeff. You can send your crotch an apology card. But it's good for all the parents that are watching DBL right now. What better way to get your lazy teen off the couch than this? You know?
Yeah,
Finally, you know, I've heard enough about love seats. Finally, a hate seat. Well done.
All right, everybody. That's comedian Al Jackson right there. That's Al Sounds Off. Loving this energy, buddy. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, the power of a smile. We'll show you what happens when an officer sees a girl dancing alone at a party. That's next in Heart Threads.
Hi, y'all. What's going on? We have the beautiful Kelly Grega in what I would call, you help me out here, a cobalt? Cobalt. Yeah, cobalt.
I like blue.
Except
Very
the blues.
DBL.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine's more AT&T manager, but yours is cobalt. All right, what's going on over here?
Well, speaking of a look, Avon, which is a 132-year-old cosmetics company, is kind of giving themselves a makeover. So their old format used to be door-to-door selling.
Just like Mary Kay, that's right.
Just like Mary Kay. We know that format doesn't really work now because we have a polluted online system and it's very noisy. And so door-to-door selling, you know, people are not always there. E-commerce is the way of the future. So that's what they're moving towards too with online brochures. And now the reason that this article is trending is how is that impacting door-to-door sellers? It's worked in other countries and it continues to work in countries such as Brazil, which is Avon's biggest seller. So they're trying to navigate this really interesting field, and I'd love your take on that.
I just think door-to-door selling is too, everyone wants their privacy. No one wants solicitors, no one wants that, but Avon's got to find a way in there somehow. They're a little old-fashioned, but remember, people doing Mary Kay and Avon had side hustle. It's great as a second economy. Women literally could hold a family together by helping them being an Avon lady or a Mary Kay lady, so I don't think it can sustain door-to-door, but I also don't think, I think it's too polluted on the internet, so there might be another way, maybe like a Netflixy, they mail something back, like a subscription box. Service. There might be something there. Yeah. Let me find out what you guys think. And have you had an Avon lady or man at your house? What's going on, Lex?
Avon lady
in camel.
Yes, camel, nude, sand,
beige, desert.
It's actually crazy. I have a lot of friends in college who were brand ambassadors for.
You can make good money
for makeup. Yeah, it's a really great idea too. Hopefully they figure out how to stay
relevant.
more relevant. Yeah. So my trending story right now is from our affiliates at Care 11. And at Comic-Con, the DC Comic Show, the CW announced that Nicole Maines would join the show in season 4. Now, it's like a Supergirl-themed show, and she's actually transgender, and she's going to be the first transgender to be representing another transgender character. So, I mean, I'm pumped about this.
Pumped? It's not Scarlett Johansson. I'm so excited.
Right. Scarlett Johansson recently faced backlash for accepting a transgender role, and she is not transgender.
She backed out of it, that's right.
Which was, I think, a good call on her.
Definitely a good call. When you have deaf or disabled or transgender or whatever it is, use those people from the community. Yeah. Breaking Bad, the son who had cerebral palsy actually had cerebral palsy. So it's important.
Quiet Place.
She's deaf.
Children, she's deaf.
She's actually deaf. That's exactly right.
So I think that's really great. I think it's really good for representation. I'm definitely curious to watch the new series and see what more we can learn about the community. I think
can't wait.
Important.
So Nicole Maines, big up, first transgender. Very exciting.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Today's Heart Threads is all about dancing like no one's watching. When Officer Fernandez saw a little girl dancing alone in her wheelchair, he couldn't help but join her. Watch this.
This duo melted hearts as they tore up the dance floor at a quinceanera. When Officer Sandy Fernandez saw Sori dancing the night away, he couldn't help but ask to join the girl in the light-up wheelchair.
She was there dancing. Her mom was just like spinning her around too. I was like, oh, okay, look at that, you know.
Sandy has a sister in a wheelchair and a daughter of his own. So seeing Sori with her Minnie Mouse shoes warmed his heart.
She was always smiling. You know, she was always just waving at me.
Sori accepted the invitation and even got a gift from her Prince Charming.
He told me that he wanted to give me a flower. I pinned it on my dress, right here.
The DJ captured the sweet moment as the pair danced.
We were just having fun, so much fun together, you know, it was just great.
Sori's mom loved watching her daughter smile on the dance floor.
Truthfully, it made me happy because he was dancing with her. Despite being in her wheelchair, she tries to have fun.
It's those small acts of kindness. And her smile, is it not the cutest, most contagious smile ever?
That little girl is so cute. It's like disarming. It's so cute.
It's amazing. My mom, whenever she's in a wheelchair and she sees someone else in a wheelchair, she'll go up and go, want to race? It's like, right, you get this feeling of like everyone's so frail. They're fine. Right. You just want to be treated like such. So it's a great story.
That.
Yeah.
All right, we've got breaking Mega Millions news. You won't believe how big the jackpot is. Plus, Meghan Markle wants to wear the pants, literally, but Harry ain't having it.
Isn't she wearing pants right there?
Special pants. Tell your significant other how to dress. And meet the fashion blogger who's changing the Instagram game. She's 75 years old and counts Miley Cyrus as a fan. That's coming up next.
when you're in Uber and Lyft,
that was a great tip.
might be, yeah, you shouldn't talk about things that are confidential. Question for you. One M. Nub wrote, I think we're on camera all the time. Do you go out in life, because in Britain and London, they have it every 20 seconds.
The answer is yes.
So at some point, are you living your life thinking, I'm on camera at all times?
No.
I don't either,
I
Sam.
absolutely have to.
But he's right, maybe
the
we
ATM
should.
cameras are going to get you. Everybody you're walking past is
Security
filming.
clearance.
When you're in this building, you're being filmed. When you're in the parking lot, you're being filmed.
Yeah.
Your husband got a speeding ticket. He tried to blame on you.
That's right.
With Jeff Schroeder in the car. How do we know that? Because there was a freaking picture.
I go
of both
to
of them.
pay the ticket.
Yes.
He got mad at me, showed me the ticket. He's like, yeah, you got a ticket. And I was like, what? And so then I go to my computer and I like go to pay it, and it had a little icon of a camera. I go, that's interesting. I click the icon of the camera. There's Jeff Schroeder and my husband in the
Sam,
car.
promise DBL Nation you'll post it on your Instagram? Will you put that picture up there?
Maybe I will.
That's the best picture.
Okay, if anything, I'll put it on my Instagram story, maybe on my Instagram, but at Sam Shocker. Yeah.
And they're all going like this because they're speeding in the picture.
No, they're like casually like talking. I'm like,
wouldn't you say there are less places that you're being filmed than places that
That's
you
what I
aren't?
think.
Or I said that wrong.
And in
You think
Denver,
that's
there's
like more
cameras
places
all
you
the
think
place.
you are
Yeah,
being
unless you're
filmed.
hiking.
I feel like you're signing one giant waiver as you go when you walk out
So
the door. I
you
mean,
do
really,
think about it.
Yeah, well, because you have to think about how you behave. I mean, like I do think Uber is public, kind of.
I
don't
do
see
too.
it as
It's a
private.
stranger's car,
But
it's not your
I've
own.
never had a problem with how I acted in an Uber, so I'm not worried about it.
But if something you said was then shared, would it bother you?
Or what about taking out of context?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
And then
everything's context.
you're a television personality, so I can take what you
a great
said,
point. Thank you,
edit
Courtney.
it, and then like, Bo said he doesn't
100%.
like
Right.
this. And then
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show. Let's get started with some serious news. We finally got to see the controversial moment from Big Brother. That's been making headlines all week, and let's bring out our own Big Brother, Jeff Schroeder, to help us break it down. All right, Jeff, come
What's
on
up?
over.
I don't know what's so funny about that. Yeah.
Jeff Schroeder, nothing funny about it. Just not the story I thought we were leading with. JC used the N-word in an exchange with a Black House guest named Bailey. Now, English isn't his first language, and the way he used it might change your opinion on whether or not he should have been blasted in the news media. Take a look at what happened, and then we'll discuss.
Is there a difference between a and a dwarf?
It's like saying like between like I don't know like gay and or
So it's just a name for it.
or like I'm black.
You're not allowed to say that. Don't do that again.
Yeah, so you saw exactly what happened. He was describing whether you could say, describing dwarf or things like that, a little person, the M word. I don't even know if you're allowed to say that anymore. But he did, when I first saw the story last week, I saw someone use the N word, and I was like, oh man, here we go again, because it seems like I've said some bad things on that show myself. It seems like every year they get somebody. In this particular case, and I kind of want to go to Al too on this, he was using it as a description, and if the show goes on, and she kept pressing the issue, she was doing it. He was trying to apologize for it. He goes, listen, I just want to make sure I wasn't hurting anyone's feelings. He's a little person. He's gay. He's like, I went through my own hatred. I don't want to disrespect anybody like that. I see his side here, but if you're using a descriptive word like that and not being derogatory, I guess derogatory is up for discussion. Right. What do you think there,
And
Al?
English is not his first language, too,
He's
right?
from Cuba, I believe, and English is not his first language.
Whether it's his first language or not, what I really worry about is us losing as adults context.
Yeah.
He's talking about the N-word at a TED Talk and the damage that it's done. You could use it in court at one point. Having a historical discussion about a word and yelling it at somebody at a water park are two totally different things. And if we as adults lose context, that means we lose our ability to communicate and move past things. He was trying to say this is as hurtful to me as that word is to you, as that word would be to somebody that is a homosexual. So I think did he do it ham-handedly? Yes. He did it clumsily, but this is not his first language, and I think that us going after this person is going to shut down more conversations than it'll start.
I agree. Can I say that we all need to take it upon ourselves to not just see a headline and then share it? Because a lot of people—
That's context. You're exactly right.
A lot of people are guilty of sharing this headline of a Big Brother contestant says racial slur to this other woman, and they didn't understand the context of it. So it's on all of us to make sure that we know the context, we look at the story before we make a rash judgment by calling someone a racist.
Right.
That's not fair.
It's interesting. I wonder if the little person, because of the way we had to bleep that word about him, if he put the shoe on the other foot or whatever, if he had said, "Oh, you can't say that." Again, context is so important now. I don't know do you have to walk on eggshells now around every word in the English language that could potentially be offensive? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think where we are right now, Bo, I think you should walk on eggshells just for career preservation. But I have a very good friend of mine, a hilarious comic, Brad Williams. He's also a little person. He's awesome, and he talks about it in his act. He's pro M-word. He describes it. So it's different for different people. But you know what? Brad will sit down and talk to you about it, and you can learn. And then you decide, Bo. You decide saying if you want to use it or not. But like, if we start calling people names and labeling them this for trying to understand something better that they might not know about, it's going to shut down so many conversations. And where does that leave us? Right where we are.
Agree. Yep. All right, great discussion, guys. Well, we are live, and we have some breaking Mega Millions news. Raquel Villanueva has the details at this moment.
Yeah, switching gears here, Sam. Just moments ago, the jackpot jumped to $512 million. It's one of the largest in the game's history, and there's a chance it can keep growing. So what if you have better odds of getting hit by an asteroid than scoring the jackpot? It's still fun to get an office pool together. The drawing will happen tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. DBL Nation, what would you do with $500 million? Let us know using the hashtag DBLTake.
Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. All right, Meghan Markle is breaking all kinds of barriers as the newest member of the royal family, but one rule that even her husband might not let her break: the dress code. Reportedly, Meghan wants to sport some menswear on the couple's official visit to Australia. She even wants to rock a tux, much like Princess Diana used to do back in her day. But Harry is apparently putting the kibosh on her fashion plans. So we gotta ask, do you let your significant other tell you what to wear? Before we jump in, vote now at dailyblastlive.com. Okay, T-Bone, I should probably let the viewers know that that's my nickname to Tori. Sorry about that. Tori, what
like a big steak.
Tori, what has your husband ever commented on what you wear?
Yes.
Do you listen?
Yes.
Does it matter?
Yes. Brooks has, and I'll just say it, better taste than I. He just has better taste than me. So if I'm going to go with someone, he has better taste. So I'm not, gender roles are not assumed here. He will tell me what goes with what, and he'll do it in a joke like, does that go with that? Question mark. The answer is no. He helped plan the wedding. He and my mother, they have the same taste. So by all means, if you have better than taste than me, go ahead and let me know.
Bo, would you ever tell your girlfriend what to wear?
Not what to wear. I would discuss with her, just like she does with me, hey, does this look better than something else? I think it's very fair. I mean, I have no problem with that. The issue I have with this story is, could it be possible that Harry is taking sensitivity to because it was his deceased mother?
Oh, that's an interesting point.
And saying, I don't think you should do something, wear something my deceased mother.
That's a good. I also think just fashion is subjective. I think what women think is cute isn't necessarily what men think. Can I have an example of
this?
Yes. There's a
man repeller pants.
The worst pants ever.
Those are so cute.
Those look like the bags that you take goldfish home from the
we look fabulous here.
That looks like you came from the Army Navy store. Like those double as a sleeping bag.
Okay.
Those are horrendous pants.
Moon, our wardrobe stylist is right
she's coming to get me. I am so scared of her.
She's definitely looking at you out because she is a fashion expert.
Yes.
Even though you call yourself Al Fashion Jackson, let me tell you, those pants are in.
Yes, girl.
And they look good.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like them.
You see how you had to tell me they look good? Me, Jeff, and Bo, the jury has spoken. It's a three-man jury.
Sam,
all the women
return them.
love
But the women love them. It's a man repeller.
What if Mark said, I don't really care for those, and maybe you should rethink the outfit? What would you say?
On a date with him, I would rethink it. If I'm going out with T-Bone, we're going to rock them.
Hey, y'all.
All right, 39%. Yes, I need a second opinion. All right, DBL Nation. Fixing up your car. It can really be a strain on your wallet, huh? Brett Forrest has some money-saving tips coming in hot.
I definitely do, Sam. Thank you. A trending article from our friends at USA Today shows us how to save on costly auto repairs. First, buy replacement key fobs online. Going to a dealership can cost you over $200, but online retailers like eBay Motors sells fobs for around $20, and a locksmith to program the key will cost only around $100. Next, touch-up paint. A body shop will charge a pretty penny to fix scratches when you can just do the job yourself. You can find your vehicle's color code in the glove box or on the driver's side door to find matching paint. And finally, clean those foggy headlights yourself. YouTube has several video tutorials that show you how to get them sparkling with just a $2 tube of toothpaste. YouTube has everything. DBL Nation, do you have your own car repairs? Drop us a comment with your favorite tips.
Great tips, Brett. Thank you. Well, more women want to spend a Friday night with their dogs than with their significant others. This, according to a survey from Purina, but this got us talking about who runs the show in your bedroom. I don't know why I'm looking at you, Al.
I know.
Your partner or your pet? Vote now and give us your take. Al, do you like it when Layla's in your bed? That's your dog.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that could be misconstrued. Look, I don't want, like, I feel like the bed is for humans. All right, if I come home and I've had a couple of glasses, I'm like, Layla, get in the bed. But other than that, I think it should be reserved for you and your partner. I don't want an animal in between me and my partner.
Tori, you got two cute little dogs.
I totally disagree. My bed is my place of comfort, but comfort for me is cuddling with Josie and her little handicapped legs.
What about your husband?
He cuddles along with us, and it's like a nice family little den. I have no problem with it.
Yes. What about you?
I'm laughing because my girlfriend thinks I love the dog more than her.
Oh, really? Why does she think that?
Because the first thing I do when I wake up, because she wants him in the crate, I want him in the bed. So I'm kind of the opposite of the story.
You choose the dog over her.
Well, he's the first thing that's there, and so I kiss his head first thing.
I
and
like
then her, she goes,
Leonardo?
Love that dog. Yeah, you love that dog more than you love me.
What kind of dog is it?
Havanese.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
That's how you know that's
I
fancy.
just like smile and nod.
Mine is ASPCA.
He's from Havana.
42%. My partner, of course. That was good.
Man.
Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Erica, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile.
That's right. A South Carolina dentist is an overnight celebrity. Dr. Constantine posted his take on the In My Feelings dance challenge. He called it In My Fillings. Get it? Watch. Already gotten more than 45 million views and an appearance on Good Morning America. Well, if you were trapped in an elevator with the Backstreet Boys, you might actually enjoy that elevator music. Watch.
I don't care.
This video already has 35 million views in less than 24 hours. So clearly, Backstreet's back, all right? And finally, watch what happened when Taylor Swift took a tumble on stage in front of 80,000 fans during a rainstorm this weekend. She got right back up and kept performing like a boss. No wonder she has such a good reputation. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, I go one-on-one with a fashion blogger who's trailblazing social media at 75 years young. Don't miss this What's the Story, Tori. But first, the stars of the hit OWN show Love Is swing by DBL. Find out how that show is chartering a new course on TV next.
Everybody, so we have the one, the only, Summertime Brooke Wayne.
Hello!
We need some kind of like horn or something. What's going on, Brooke?
This one's a really heartwarming story that's trending right now. It's on ABC 10's Facebook page. It's a soldier reunion. We always love these. Yes. This soldier, he came back he's in the Air Force. I think he has done 2 tours, and he came back and surprised his family at the MLB All-Star game.
I love when this surprise happens.
Yeah. So
okay, let's watch.
The video's super cute. If you can
get
come
in here, Alexa.
They surprised him. So basically, he pretended to do a video. Let me go back. This is his family, his daughter, his wife. He sent this video on the big screen at the game saying he couldn't be there, but he wishes his daughter a happy birthday.
I think that's so cute.
Anyway, he surprised them, came out,
hold on.
ran up.
Hold on.
At first, she didn't know this is the wife. And then she turns around and
oh
there
my
he is.
gosh!
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
This is Cole Condiff and his family.
Oh my god!
So I mean, have to just melt when that happens. Oh, God. I love it so much. You can see the full video. Go over to ABC 10.
It's just like when she turns around and hears him and you think, my husband is there. Well, thanks a lot, Brooke.
Yes, you're
I'll
welcome.
be using Jure in a minute. What's going on over here, Brett? Excuse me if I'm crying a little bit.
It's okay. It happens every time people talk to me. That's not true.
It is not true. No.
Yeah, so this is a trending story from the Wall Street Journal. It's kind of a funny side effect of ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft. So pretty much people who take taxis these days forget how to take taxis.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
So there's just a string of interviews of incidents where these passengers who take a taxi after being used to Uber forget to pay.
I was just say get out.
Yeah, they just get out, and then the taxi drivers have to bring them back in, and they have to pay in the cab. How inconvenient. And then they also forget to give directions.
Oh, because they think you're just putting it
Yeah,
in.
so they hop in, and they think they're going to be taken there, and they're like, oh, wait, I have to figure out how to get to where I'm going.
See, that's why no one uses taxis anymore.
Yeah.
Hence the reason.
I don't even know where to get a taxi.
I used to. That's how I used to do it. Yeah. In New York. What?
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Time for Chatting with the Stars. Earlier, I spoke with the cast members of Love Is, a hit show on the OWN network. Check out how they're embracing love in every form.
What do you want from me, Yasir?
What do I want from you?
Yes.
You should have told that guy, hell no. Right then and there, and came after me.
Thank you so much, Michelle Weaver and Will Catlett, for joining us on Daily Blast Live. Of course, you guys are the stars of Love Is on the OWN network, which is completely changing the course of Black love on television. So thank you so much for that. Now, it's all about a young couple, Nuri and Yasir, who are chasing their dreams in LA. How much do you have in common with your on-screen characters?
I would say me and Salim and Yasir have everything in common. You know, the way he views the world, the way that he needed opportunity is the same way the character Yasir needed opportunity, the same way I needed the opportunity. You know, to just be out there, to be able to showcase your talent, showcase your dreams and your passions and the things that you are, you know, hopeful about to come to pass.
Yeah, and I am similar to Nuri in the sense that I'm a believer and a dreamer. I have always dreamed big, and even if you say no, we will go after it anyways. We will not give up. So that's how me and her are both stubborn in that way, but in a good way.
I like the tenacity. I love the tenacity. Tell me about the portrayal of Black love and what that means to you to be able to portray that in today's climate.
Well, I think, and I'm glad that you brought that question up, and most people keep labeling it as Black love. Love does not have a color. Love does not care about your color. Love is simply what it is.
What I pray and hope is that yes, you come because you want to see yourself. We want to see ourselves on TV with authentic storytelling. Trust me, I know that cry. But hopefully you stop looking at that. That's the goal, is that you don't notice it anymore because it's just so relatable. Any color, any ethnicity, any background will be able to see themselves because we all want love. It's more than just two Black people in love. It's just love.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, what love is? Define it for me.
What you got right now?
I have multiple answers to that question, and I've been switching it up over the past couple months. I truly believe that love is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking.
I would say love is silent, and it hopes that you listen.
Wow.
He's deep.
I just wasn't ready. I'm going to be very honest with you. That was amazing. Well, we are at home watching and cheering you on and hoping for more and more seasons. This is so pivotal in programming and television, and I thank you both for joining us today on Daily Blast Live.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
One of David Bowie's earliest recordings is going up for auction in September, and a portion of the song was just posted today. Listen. Now, Bowie was just 16 years old at the time and is still going by his real name, David Jones, in a band called the Conrads. The band's drummer found the recording in a bread bin while moving.
Wow. Raquel, how much do they think that the song will go for?
Probably around $10,000 to $13,000.
Wow.
Talk about making some dough from that bread bin.
That was quick, Tori.
I think it was quick. I liked it.
That was good,
Thank you,
Tori.
everyone. Thank you.
Coming up on Daily Blast Live, meet a 75-year-old fashion blogger with tens of thousands of followers, including Miley Cyrus. What we all can learn from the style crone next in What's the Story, Tori?
Should I tell? Okay, so this woman, if you guys don't know, her name is Judith Boyd. She goes by Style Crone, C-R-O-N-E. She has 38,000 followers, including Miley Cyrus, and she has a huge, it's called advanced style, so people over the age of 50, and she's drop dead gorgeous. Now, she's famous for her hats. She has a weekly blog called Style Crone and also something called Hat Attack, but she used to wear it as a psychiatric nurse. She could only wear scrubs, and she would wear hats to make people feel better, and she was known as the Hat Lady. And then she sort of did a blog, and her husband, who she said she loved more than anyone in the world, would take pictures for her on her blog. Now, he was dying of cancer. They were incredibly close, and it gave them an out for them to be able to take pictures together, and this blog became their catharsis for them to be together. He died, I think, about 5 years ago. She speaks with him. You know when you see someone and they talk about their late husband or wife, and the twinkle is there? You just know those couples. She was just like my husband, and then it was like, she just lit up. So during his cancer, he would take her pictures for the blog, and they would get out of this cancer-ridden feeling. She was a nurse, and it took off. Miley Cyrus is followed by millions. She follows only 800 people.
Wow.
She's all over the place.
Did you say how Miley found her? Just
yeah,
curious.
she said through art, another hat maker. And she said, and what's cool about her, she's like, I don't really care who follows me. I just want to show ageism as a good thing. And advanced style is something that's positive. And she was so...
She's here in Denver?
Yeah, she's here. And,
so cool.
and someone,
Yeah.
Brooke, I think Brooke found her, wrote her. We've been...
Where'd she grow up? I feel like she grew up somewhere else.
I would think be like New York.
She
or
just
like,
seems so, I mean, not to say that fashion forward, I mean, that Denver's not fashion forward, because it
Totally.
is very
But
metropolitan
she seems
here.
very fashion
She's
forward.
almost like, yeah, did she grow up in Paris?
Yeah,
Denver,
no,
I mean, New York.
And she's very, very smart too. And she says she'll pick the hat first, and now people are sending her hats from all over the world, including the hat person, the milliner I met with in London, sent her something.
Whoa.
So she's getting it from Philip Treacy, like all over the place. But she's taking back fashion at an older age. She calls it advanced style, and it's a whole new subtext I didn't really know about.
Good for her.
Yeah, so go Judith.
It's coming up next.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. This story is proof that you can't put an age on style. Our girl Tori Shulman introduces us to a fashion icon in this edition of What's the Story, Tori?
What's the story, Tori? Meet Judith Boyd. It's obvious she has a great sense of style, but what you would never guess is that she's running the Instagram game. She has more followers than most people half her age. At 75 years old, this fashion blogger story is far from over.
I'm with the one, the only, the fabulous Judith Boyd. How did you get started with fashion and with hats?
I started my blog in July 2010. My beloved husband had been ill with cancer for 5.5 years, and he was my photographer, and it was a way for us to lighten up a devastating experience.
If I go to your blog, what are you hoping I get out of it?
Is that it's so important to have a message or a mindset about aging that's positive.
So your Instagram is Style Crone, same name as your blog, and it is hot, hot, hot. Miley Cyrus follows. It's a big deal because she has millions of followers. What's it like to know that you're being followed by such sort of important pop culture icons?
I don't know, I don't really think about it that much.
That's good. She's just so cool. I want you to pick a hat that represents Tori.
There's top hat, turban, fedoras. Now, this is a vintage Norma Kamali.
Does it look good? Does it look good?
Tori, you picked the perfect hat. Now you just need the outfit.
That's right, Judith. We have stylist Sierra here from Couture Consignment here in Cherry Creek.
We have tons of options here at Couture, so let's get started.
All right, let's look. Oh, that is so cute. Yeah, black is good. All right, I think I found the one.
Totally.
Right? Love this, a little
That's
flare.
perfect.
I think it's time to go to the Upper West Side Museum and then for cocktails. Shall we, ladies?
We shall.
Let's go.
Wasn't she cute? Beyond.
Wasn't she cute?
Yeah, I think calling her cute is like selling her short. I mean, she's just so stylish and elegant. Yeah.
Sensational. She used to be a psychiatric nurse, and she'd have to wear scrubs, and the hat would make the only thing she could wear for fashion, and it would make the patient smile, and then she and her husband sort of took off, and couldn't have been a better personality. Just sunny and trying to push advanced style. So
unbelievable.
Awesome.
Loved it. And we want to thank Judith and Couture Consignment in Denver. Awesome. Well, we love your viral videos like this one. A man tries to show off his pull-up skills, but wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? He falls. We'll be right back.
Said he can't find vegan hot dogs because you apparently recommended them.
Oh, I can recommend some.
Yeah, BH Brady. She says I tried to buy vegan hot dogs.
We'll have 1 minute for the last segment. Rory sending comments to someone.
Okay.
We'll find
Send them to Tori.
Just so you know, Sam, she says they were couldn't find it in Publix or Harris Teeter. Where can you buy them in the store? What department?
I'm sorry, I didn't. What was that?
So we're gonna find out from Sam where you can find the vegan hot dogs.
Okay,
and I don't know what department. Is it in meat? Where do you find the vegan stuff?
I buy everything on Amazon Fresh, which gets delivered to your front door. But I know that Trader Joe's, Albertsons, Pavilions, Vons, Safeway.
Is there one that you would recommend?
I love Field Roast. Field Roast sausages are so good. They have like hot dog type sausages. They have like kielbasa type sausages. In fact, Jeff had one recently and was like, oh my God, these are so good. You really can't tell the difference, to the point where some vegetarians are a little put off because it tastes so much like meat. Can you tell but yeah, I don't know where. Typically, I would think they would be either, they're not with the hot dogs. Maybe if you go towards like the health food section of your grocer, but they are at like Albertsons and all those major groceries. You just have to find it.
As somebody that obviously messes with my sister Sam, they are legitimately good.
Oh,
really,
so good.
Legit. I bought them. I remember buying them. I'd be like, oh, I've never seen sausage like this.
Yeah, so
but I'm
good.
always a fan of.
Does it taste like a hot dog?
It tastes
better, I think.
Like,
yeah, I think.
If you're saying that, then I believe that.
I promise. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
It depends. Some will be made out of tempeh, which is a wheat protein. Some might be made out of tofu, which is I personally I'm not a big tofu person.
But I'm a tempeh person.
I love
tempeh.
So tempeh is T-E-M-P-E-H, am I right?
T-E-M-P-E-H. If you can, just get like a block of tempeh from Albertsons or Trader Joe's, because I love the flavor so much. It has like a nutty, meaty flavor. And then I'll just stir fry it with some veggies. If you want to add teriyaki, it absorbs that. If you want to add rosemary and olive oil, it absorbs that. Like tempeh is, and it's like a wonder food. It's so good. Your body breaks it down really well. It absorbs more protein, assimilates more protein in your body than meat would.
Wow.
It's really yummy. Try tempeh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But just don't get angry and lose your temper, though. That one was bad.
Did you get the comments? Because I did. Okay.
I'll just play this.
Don't lose your temper.
I thought it was good.
I love her puns. Your puns have been.
Welcome back to DBL. Well, we love sharing your comments. What do we got, Tori?
People about the Meghan Markle dress code. Array Michael Orama says, Meghan knew they had a protocol, so save the pants for another time, love. But girl, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. G. Wolf, Meghan married into the royal dress code. Follow the rules. Michael Oler says, women tell men what to wear all the time, but a man should never, ever tell a woman because we like to sleep indoors.
No, it's funny.
And Peggy, which I think is great, telling and advising is different. Give advice, but never demand.
That is.
Ooh.
It's a great advice for life.
Yep. But I kind of feel like that Meghan Markle can redefine the rules.
I think she will.
I think
not the first year she's been there.
I think she can.
Hey, she's acting, and she's going to have to keep acting.
All right, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. Keep the conversation going. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We always give you top trending news. Bo, get over here. You're a singer. Bryan Adams, you guys know as sort of a crooner, like 80s, 90s. Yeah. Color Me Bad.
I want
Cuts Like a Knife.
We're not supposed to sing on digital, but you know,
Bryan Adams cuts like a knife.
No, not
too,
Bryan
right?
Adams. This is Brian Abrams.
Abrams.
I thought
That's
it was Bryan
not what
Adams.
Bryan Adams looks like.
Here,
Okay,
I'm
Alexa,
sorry.
no,
We're doing
sorry.
great for this. I'm sorry.
We are not doing well.
So I brought this story on because I grew up, you know, Color Me Bad was very big in the 90s.
I'm just going to take M&M's.
And I feel like a lot of viewers out there probably listened to Color Me Bad in the late 90s. Well, one of the singers, Brian Abrams, not Bryan Adams, was arrested yesterday after assaulting a bandmate.
Ooh.
And the more shocking thing is Abrams' recent appearances. Now, if Leo, bring up that photo of what he looked like before and what he looked like after.
Oh, wow.
So, that's a big guy to be assaulting somebody, first of all. But I used to live beside Color Me Bad at the Oakwood Apartments in Burbank.
Oh, I love those,
I used
Oakwood.
to hear them audition, like rehearsing and stuff, which is very crazy. But if you were a Color Me Bad fan,
let us know.
Let us know. And if you find Brian Abrams, you know, if you find this story shocking, let us know. Okay, thanks.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, July 23rd. We're a live show with a lot of important topics to get to, so let's get to them, huh?
That's a good idea.
All right, happy Monday, everybody. Tiger Woods is in the midst of a comeback that all of America is rooting for. He charged up the leaderboard at the British Open this weekend, leading many to think he was going to win. Ultimately, Tiger tied for sixth, but his performance has many saying a major victory is only a matter of time. I'm definitely on that list. I think he's closer and closer each time he goes out. And I'm so happy for Tiger and his comeback. But why do you think America has kind of, everyone's on board. Everyone wants to see Tiger win a major.
Well, I think I like to say, see a comeback, be a comeback. If you see someone actually going through all of the, you know, like when you hit rock bottom and all of the things, we always talk about what happens at the beginning and what happens at the end. We don't talk about the stuff in the middle. And this is a first-hand account of how he's doing it, and I think people root for that.
Yeah, he wrote here to me, quote, this is from Tiger Woods on Saturday. It's just so special to have my kids wear because I've won a lot of golf tournaments, but they don't remember any of them. Again, their kids are like 9 and 11, and so he hugged them and he goes, the only thing they've seen are the struggles and the pain I went with. So to have his kids see Tiger, think about that.
Yeah.
They never saw Tiger the way we saw Tiger.
They just saw him like at rock bottom.
Correct. So for him, he said, I hugged them really close and I called Serena Williams immediately because she had to come back, and he watched her at Wimbledon in a private box. So those two have been in touch.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I think it's because we did get to see him go through so much, Tiger, from rock bottom to where he is now, and that's two different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think anytime you can see someone go through something relatable, perhaps like opioid addiction or even sex addiction, to watch them come out of that and come out on top, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before he wins another tournament. I just think it's just excellent that he's got that razor-sharp focus that he had back in the day.
I do have to say that it's not the same thing, Serena and Tiger.
Because one is pregnancy, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I think that ultimately that point in between, what's happening, actually being able to see it in real time is very much the same.
All right, we're pulling for you, Tiger. All right, guys, we are live. Raquel Villanueva has some news at the moment.
Yeah, just moments ago, Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte was suspended for using an IV. Back in May, he posted a picture on Instagram using the treatment. And while it's not a banned substance, anti-doping rules say that IVs can only be used if a person is hospitalized or has special permission. He's now suspended until July 2019 for the violation. Now, he was set to compete just this week. National championships start on Wednesday.
Wow, thanks, Raquel. That's weird because, you know, I mean, I think now in the last couple of years, even in the last year, those IV treatments are becoming pretty
I did
popular.
them with Sam for 2 Crazy Blondes.
Right. So I think the rule, maybe this rule has to be adjusted a little bit.
Or a little bit cleared up. But you would think that Ryan, his agents, his managers, they'd all know very well the detail on this. And he knew when he got caught. And it's
Well, didn't he post it on his Instagram?
Yeah, he did. I think that this is a situation where he's always had a lot of eyes on him for probably self-induced reasons. Excuse me, but clearly he just didn't pay very much attention. I think he needs more people looking out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he knew, he wouldn't have posted that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
and maybe
he didn't know.
Then she's right. Then the agents and managers are at fault. Yeah, exactly.
All right, this next story is shocking. Hundreds of unsuspecting Uber and Lyft passengers were secretly recorded by their driver in St. Louis. You were looking at stills from those videos showing some of the passengers caught on camera without their consent. We've blacked out their faces to protect their identities. The videos were live streamed actually on Twitch. It's a video platform popular with gamers. The driver used the video to build an online audience who would comment on his passenger, or he would actually comment on his own passengers, many rating the women in his car.
Gross.
Watch this.
Without a lot of good content, good content. Like we need some more, like Laffy Taffy lady. We need some more dog lady. We need some good shit, man. We need the college kids to come back.
Both Uber and Lyft have suspended the driver, rightfully so. I mean, if those people didn't know they were on camera, they shouldn't be on camera, correct?
Actually, no, which is interesting. The reports are saying that this is likely legal because in Missouri, where it's a one-party consent state, meaning only one person needs to know you're recording.
How ridiculous is that, by the way?
Yeah, well, there you go. That's some state laws. What's interesting here is an Uber ride, and you and I have had this discussion, a public or a private place? In private, you have an expectation of privacy. Is this public? It's a stranger's car. Should you assume you're always going to be on camera?
But there's a difference between, I think, here, safety and for public use, because he made some money, made a couple $1,000s. These people aren't getting paid for that, which makes me think that it's not legal. But I guess you said it is legal. But yeah,
it's not right. Well,
right.
You're saying,
right. Yeah. I think if it's for safety, it's one thing. If it's for his use, I don't think so.
See, legal or not, it's just a complete neglect for the safety of the passengers in this situation. You have a situation where you're encouraging people to rate females who you then have their first and last names and their address and maybe even a video image of the home that they live in at all hours of the day. I mean, that's not a far step for someone to go and try to seek this person out.
And if they see that they're a little bit drunk or something like that,
it's very dangerous.
I think the regulations will probably change eventually, because I know I had a female Uber driver and I asked her about the camera. She said it's for my own safety, my own protection. But I have to say, just to take kind of a contrarian point of view, like I think there's a lot of people that would want to watch what goes on in an Uber, and I have to reasonably expect that I am in a public place. I know we talked about the private public, but do you not feel, Jeff, like every time you walk out the door, you're basically signing a waiver of saying I'm going to be put on tape for in a public place? I mean, there's cameras everywhere, on banks, at traffic lights.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
everywhere, you know. So is it not up to you to maybe change your behavior?
So do you think you should just expect to be on camera at all times?
I do.
In London, it's almost every 20 feet. It's the most surveilled city in the world, and at that point, you are on camera every time you walk out the door.
But then, you know what? If you're gonna profit off of me being in your car, and I'm not getting paid for it, I better get it on the back end, like this ride's only $2 or something.
Well, I agree that they absolutely should. I mean, you know that you're always being on camera. Yeah. However, in this situation, if we're going to watch what's happening in an Uber, then make it Uber confessionals, like taxi cab confessionals.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly, where you have willing participants. There's always people willing to be shown. Why do we have to go for people who aren't?
So do you think they need like one of those signs, like when you walk in an auditorium that says you're about to be coming on camera, and then it's better?
But Missouri says you don't need that sign.
Because of one-party consent state.
Correct. So just remember that.
How did they pass that law? One party can. So I'm just gonna be a creep with a camera, and let's pass that.
Is that how they sign bills?
Yeah. Herbie Hancock. That was a Tommy Boy line. We are live. Kelly Schubert with news at the moment.
Yeah, we've got news just into the Daily Blast live studio. Stormy Daniels is getting a divorce. Stormy's lawyer, Michael Avenatti, just sent this tweet saying Stormy and her husband, Glendon Crane, have decided to end their marriage. He says a petition for divorce was filed last week, but he doesn't clarify who filed it. But TMZ reports that it was her husband who filed for divorce, as well as a restraining order. In fact, a judge just granted him that restraining order, and it prohibits Stormy from coming in contact with him or their 7-year-old daughter. Jeff?
Who knew Stormy was married?
I had no idea.
It's the first time I've seen it.
No, we knew because people were saying that sketch looked like her husband.
Oh, right.
The one where
yeah, we did know. It just wasn't a big deal. But the fact that it's a restraining order for the daughter.
It's not good for Stormy. Does not look good. Stormy clouds ahead.
When does it ever?
I know, it never stops with this woman, does it?
Well, she's single now, though, Bo.
I'm not interested. I will pass.
It's a hard pass.
All right, attention housewife fans. A big name may be coming to Bravo's The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Denise Richards, there she is, may be joining the cast for the next season. That's according to multiple reports. Denise has talked about wanting to join the show as far back as 2011. You think she'd make a good housewife?
Heck, yeah. Eric and I watched the show. She'd be perfect. She's rich. She married Charlie Sheen. She's got animals out the kazoo. She's great, and she's knowable. What we want.
Could you explain that a little bit more?
She has, as Sam was explaining, she had a reality show, and she had about 17 animals, including pigs, and there's all this stuff. But she makes a great full housewife
character.
And
they weren't in her kazoo, though.
And they were not in her kazoo. No.
All right. Just making it clear. But I actually would be a little bit interested.
Right?
Only if Charlie Sheen was involved.
Yep. That's the same way.
I would be interested just because they have such a mega force in Erica Girardi. Like, they really need somebody that can combat that force.
They need a star like that.
Yes, I think that she might be one of the only solutions.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to watch it.
What if Charlie Sheen was on?
Yes, and I'm with you on that. Just because there's so much history there, like I want to know what's going on behind the scenes.
See, it's going to get new audience members if she's on.
Maybe it's designed for us.
Maybe. All right. Maybe we'll get housewife tattoos. I don't know. All right. A new beauty brand is raising a lot of eyebrows. Sam Shocker, you have that story coming in hot.
First of all, no one can compare to Erica Jane. Just saying. That is my spirit animal. I love you, Erica Jane. All right. That's right, Jeff. The brand is called Petite and Pretty, and is designed just for kids. It's for, quote, young creatives who are redefining pretty. The line includes lip gloss, eyeshadows, blush, highlighter, and body glitter. The Beverly Hills company says the products are pediatrician approved and safe to use. Well, singer Ashley Simpson even brought her daughter to the launch party over the weekend. But what do you think, TBL Nation? Is makeup for kids a good idea? And Tori, I know you have an issue with the name.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah, petite and pretty. If you're redefining the word pretty, don't put pretty in the name. Also, if I'm a tall kid, a big kid, I have breasts early, petite and pretty has excluded me already. That's not a great thing for
kids. How do they think they're redefining the word pretty?
I don't get it.
Why do they think that?
I don't have a problem with kids' makeup. I think glitter is fun. I think playing with it, it's an artistic form. To name it petite and pretty, you've got the wrong brand, branding.
I don't know how I feel about that. Wow, round of applause.
Yes.
I guess we'll talk about it at the break. Tune in at the break. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, Prince Harry is drawing the line with Meghan's fashion choices. Is it ever okay to tell your partner how to dress? And DBL is saving you money on auto repair costs. The top 3 ways you can keep more cash in your pocket. That's where I like it. And you, the viewer, are the fifth host. A trip to the grocery store goes viral for being too relatable. We're reading your comments on this story next. Here's my thing that I don't know
if you're
why.
not petite, you don't feel pretty.
I kind of get like
maybe petite is meant to be like little because they're children. They're not.
But guess what? Sam was very tall as a child. Some people are very big. I had breasts very early. That's uncomfortable.
I don't like. You're right. I don't like the name, and I almost don't like
the concept.
The concept. To me, it's a little bit like sexualizing a child. Is that fair?
I mean, when it really comes down to it. First of all, I don't like when people. The only reason why I don't like that angle is because then it kind of implies that a child especially a young girl, is a little bit more mature for her age, and that's the reason why she's being sexualized in some way or abused in some way, and that's really not the case. So I kind of like to draw a line in the sand.
I see.
I used to play dress up with my sister.
Yeah, I do understand, and a lot of young girls are allowed to wear makeup. I was finally allowed to wear makeup in junior high, but I couldn't wear it outside of the house.
You're right, Lex?
So it was like, you can do whatever you want in here, but
This is
you
right,
can't be, gallivanting.
Just a newsflash as a cosmetic expert who sold makeup for like 6 years or whatever.
You have no experience.
Nothing really. Pediatrician approved doesn't make any sense. If it's hypoallergenic, it's good across the board.
I was thinking
for
the same
skin.
thing.
So like a lot of products that are in Target, Ulta, all that good stuff, it's hypoallergenic as it is already. Your kid can play with it. It's
Right.
good. It's okay for the skin. The only thing that's gonna break them out is if they don't wash it off. So let's like put the makeup away and let's make like a pretend cleansing toy and like how to wash your face.
How about
at
sun
night.
care?
Or brush your damn teeth. But that's just me. You
Or
know?
teach sun care, SPF. I mean, you could teach.
I would be down for like my little facial kit because I started having acne in the 4th grade and it was terrible. And the things that my parents would tell me to do were even worse for my skin. So I didn't get any real help until I was, I think that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Brooke, could you come up here and explain
But
Sprue?
legit, those guys, if you guys
Come
don't
here.
know, it's more important for your skincare than it is for the makeup. This is really more like a gimmick for makeup brands to buy more makeup for the parents who are doing this stuff on Instagram. But that's just me.
Nice, Joanne. I like it.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's not every day that a shopping list goes viral, but people are calling this trip to Costco so accurate, it's scary. The mommy blog account called I Mom So Hard presented this now trending list. There's a lot of wine, a 50-pound bag of trail mix that will never be eaten, 6 John Grisham books, just, because, and a bag of spinach that will turn green water. That will turn to green water. DBL Nation, can you relate? This is so good. Take it away, Jeff.
I love this, and Costco. I love it. Let's get straight to your comments. Bob writes, me at Costco, can I have a gallon of mayonnaise, please?
Well, I don't shop at Costco because I live in a box. We have a very small place, so I don't get a lot of things. But I did have an embarrassing grocery store experience in college. I went out with this police officer, and he ran into me on a Friday night at the grocery store, and all I had was a bottle of wine and a cucumber in my cart. And then he proceeded to ask me a lot of questions. Yeah, so that was my story. Hi, Officer Pete.
Don't think about that too much.
Yeah, I was like, don't go there. Natalie says, you forgot to add 47 gift cards you will never use or give as gifts, but they are 10% off. What a deal. Gotta love Costco. Yeah, I'm always there, and I'm like, do I need 200 tons of Cool Ranch Doritos? Yes. Yes, I do. And at some point, it's just too much. So I stay away from Costco.
Oh, I go once a week.
You love it.
I love it. I could spend hours in there. I get the samples.
You don't get overwhelmed by the amount, the quantity?
No,
oh, I do.
Because I love cooking, so they have the best fish. I don't even know why I'm endorsing it. It's awesome.
It is. And I'll tag on to that. Hugh writes, if we were more European, our shopping portion sizes would be better, and so would food waste.
Oh, Hugh.
Interesting. Jeff, I just bought a huge, massive thing of steelhead trout 2 weeks ago, and I'm still eating it.
I know exactly.
But I make the portions appropriate, and then just space them out over time. And 2 weeks later, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for baby stuff, diapers,
Yeah, that's
wipes.
not, I could see that.
Yeah, I get stuff for barbecue, so I have 800 paper plates, but I'll use them eventually.
There you go. Let's have a party.
And let's do it.
Costco party.
We're going to have a party.
Yeah.
Don't tell Tori.
Okay.
All right, we are live. Brett Forrest with news at the moment.
Thank you, Jeff. I expect an invite to the party. All right, Sir Paul McCartney just shared an awesome video recreating the Beatles' iconic Abbey Road crossing that happened almost 49 years ago today, since the famous album cover was shot. Check out the video. Sir Paul, I think he's actually walking the wrong direction. Lots of fans there. It's amazing how he can carry that weight of his fame. And of course, here's the original album cover you see. Isn't it something? Sir Paul did this on his way to an intimate gig at Abbey Road Studios where a small number of fans could come together to hear some classics. And don't forget, he has a new album coming out September 7th, so it's definitely not the end for Sir Paul.
I did this when I was in London studying for that was a great sound, by the way, for the royal wedding. And there's always like 50 people there at all times during the day trying to walk. And all the British drivers are like, I just need to go left, darling, please leave.
So is it trafficy?
Constantly people just walking.
I mean, like regular traffic.
Yeah, it's like an intersection, and it's just constantly traffic. And Abbey Road Studios is right there. So they literally walked out their studios, walked across the street, got their cover.
Good for the Beatles. All right, we are live, and it's Shark Week. I love Costco, and I love Shark Week. But what if you don't have cable? Sam Shocker has ways you could still watch coming in hot.
Donut, donut, donut. Nobody wanted to chime in. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. All right, the answer is simple. We're talking free trials, people. Streaming service Philo offers several channels, including Discovery Channel, for $16 a month with a free 7-day trial. You can also test out DirecTV Now or PlayStation Vue for a week, but remember to cancel before the week is over so you don't get charged. I've made that mistake before. And if free trials aren't for you, the Discovery Channel will also post clips from Shark Week right to the YouTube page. So that's a win-win. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Sam. Dun it.
That's how I feel.
You said you have
I have DirecTV Now, and it's fantastic.
There you go. There's an endorsement. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, we're asking an important question. Would you rather spend time with your dog or your husband? A new survey may surprise you. And up next, Al Jackson sounds off on the craziest viral videos he could find. Next.
My husband and I tried.
We have a retraction.
No. I love it. DirecTV isn't good. DirecTV Now is awesome. We cut the cable, and you have to make this gesture, I guess, when you do that.
Cut it out.
Cut it out, Uncle Joey. But we tried YouTube TV and DirecTV Now, and they were pretty comparable in terms of prices. But the channels we got with DirecTV were much more in line with what we wanted, and the prices.
You get to pick?
No, you don't get to. Well, yeah, you get to pick out of a group.
Like you get to pick your own channel.
Correct, but they don't have everything, but they had everything I needed, and then I had Netflix. I can do whatever. It's so much cheaper. It was like 18 to 30 bucks.
Let me ask you this:
DirecTV
Now.
Not DirecTV.
Not DirecTV. She's absolutely right.
Okay,
Not DirecTV.
That's exactly right.
Wait, so do you watch sports on there at all?
Yeah, you can watch sports. You
Does
can,
it
and
skip?
You can DVR. You can skip.
No. I'm saying like we watched my buddy's house. The Wi-Fi wasn't that great.
Oh,
so
buffering?
we were watching,
No,
like,
I've never had a buffering
Yeah, we were
problem.
watching NBA Finals and it was over like 2 hours, but we were still at halftime.
Oh, no.
Skipping.
We've had no problems with it, and there's no, like, custom. It's just so nice to get rid of cable. Like, it's just so nice, because I was never watching all that stuff on cable. We were spending over $100.
Oh, yeah, I spent
so
a lot. I know I have to cut.
I just cut it. I couldn't do it. And if I needed to watch something, let's say, that was on cable and I didn't have it, put it on my phone, go to Apple TV, it goes right onto my TV.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of DirecTV Now, and we kind of studied, YouTube TV was also quite good in the running, but we preferred the channels we liked better on DirecTV Now. So if you guys are interested, we did a 30-day trial both, and just so reasonable and so easy. So we've been a big fan.
And there's a DVR, which is super
It's
important.
so, yeah, because YouTube TV did not. So you have to make sure you look at the perks that you're getting and what's important to you.
Why isn't cable coming down? Why is it still so
It is
expensive?
slowly.
Why don't they have a la carte cable? Why can't you just pick the exact stations you want?
Yeah,
and then
because that would make too much sense.
Right, 'cause they're
and how
trying
about
to
when I'm
scam
like,
you.
oh man, Tommy Boy's on. You don't have this channel. Well, then why am I looking at it?
And why am I spending $170?
Yeah, but then why is it on my list if I don't have it?
Because they want you to then get that channel.
It makes me so mad.
What makes you more mad, cable or airplane?
Oh,
price?
airplanes.
Really?
Airplanes, yeah.
Is there
at least cable companies are like, listen, this is going right up your butt, and you're going to take that price. Not so much with airlines. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's time now for everyone's favorite segment, Al Sounds Off.
Yeah, look at this energy. Little condescending. All right, that's right.
You asked for energy, Al? You got it.
That's what's up.
We appreciate it.
Always.
All right. Our first viral video comes all the way from the Ukraine. The simple task of putting luggage in the overhead bin is just too much for this man, Al.
Jeff, this is really embarrassing. Hopefully this plane was headed to pre-K because he needs it. Who says you don't use geometry in real life?
There you go.
Flip the bag, homie. It's not that hard. I mean, honestly, he might lose his adult card for this one, but the worst thing is this guy definitely sucks at Tetris. Let's go to the last. Next
I missed
one.
Tetris.
I missed it.
love Tetris.
It's got to be an app. Let's download that right after this.
All right. Athletes train for years to perfect a single move. Every twist and turn must be perfectly timed out. Check out this gymnast double back flip dismount.
Oh, I just love the Olympics. Nailed it. All right. Yes, I just love this guy. It's finally an event that I can look at and be like, I could do that.
You can do that. We can definitely put that together.
It's a 2.5 rotation with a twist and sadly a concussion. Let's go to the last one.
All right, Al. What do you do if you have an airbag from a car and an old recliner, Al?
I don't know. Try and sell them on eBay?
You could do that. Or you could do what these guys did in Iowa and send one of your friends for a ride. Check this out.
3, 2, 1.
Little whiplash.
That's right. That's right, Jeff. You can send your crotch an apology card. But it's good for all the parents that are watching DBL right now. What better way to get your lazy teen off the couch than this? You know?
Yeah,
finally, you know, I've heard enough about love seats. Finally, a hate seat. Well done.
All right, everybody. That's comedian Al Jackson right there. That's Al Sounds Off. Loving this energy, buddy. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, the power of a smile. We'll show you what happens when an officer sees a girl dancing alone at a party. That's next in Heart Threads.
DBL Nation tour is walking over right now.
Ooh, I was wondering when this is going to happen.
Yeah, so this is coming from our Boise, Idaho Techno station.
What up, Boise?
Yeah, so Snap Cash, which is Snapchat's online payment system, is closing down. And they're saying that's because of his competitor in Venmo. It's become such a conglomerate and overpowering that Snapchat just cannot keep up with it. Now, I was actually uninformed that Snapchat had a Snap Cash option.
I also did not know.
Yeah.
I also don't have Snapchat because I'm 85 years old.
Well, I don't have Snapchat either. I think it's honestly been on the way out, and I think this is kind of reflecting that transition. So.
Yeah, it's interesting too. I always had this. Come on over here, Alexa. It says Venmo, and then this is, I think, Bank of America, Zelle. But is it Zelly? Zelle? Just future companies, don't make it where I don't know the name of your company. Make it like Venmo. Don't make it Zelle. Like,
also,
I don't
how
know.
do you feel about online payments? You know, cybersecurity is a big concern lately, and I think we're seeing that with Facebook and online privacy. So how much do you want your money being transacted through social media sites?
Yeah, I prefer like the Venmo attack than remember when we had PayPal was also a big deal, and then Venmo has just become the one we all feel safe. It's FDIC insured. I don't want to go through Twitter to pay someone or like a social media. That's a good point. Yeah, let us know. Are you pissed about Snap Cash? Should we snap about it? I'm so old. Okay, what's going on?
Sorry.
Oh, Angie.
Switching gears a little bit, do you think it's too early to start talking about the Summer Olympics in 2020?
Oh my goodness. No, I guess. If we're talking about pumpkin spice in July, then nothing is too old.
Well, we'd rather do this story.
Yeah, let's do this one. Yeah, right?
So right now the mascots, we can zoom in here. The mascots for the Tokyo 2020 games have been revealed.
That's the
Woohoo! Yeah, so there's two, the regular Olympics and the Paralympics mascots, and I want to get this right. It's Mir Aotoa is the Olympic mascot.
Miratoa.
And Somaiti as the Paralympic mascot.
How cool!
Yeah, so Miratoa is a combination of the Japanese words future and eternity, which I love.
That's really cool. I could name my kid Miratoa.
I love that. Let us know if you're going to be watching the Olympics. They will start July 24th, 2020 and go through August 9th.
And also, I know Leo is clapping. Our mascots, there are Olympic mascots at each place. Are they at all important to you? Because sometimes a mascot can take off, sometimes they can't. I think Leo is clapping because he cares about Miratoa.
They're very cute.
They're adorable. And if you take a look, kind of anime eyes, kind of interesting.
They're adorable. The first mascot for the Olympics was a dachshund.
The more you know.
Very cute. Bye, guys.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Today's Heart Threads is all about dancing like no one's watching. When Officer Fernandez saw a little girl dancing alone in her wheelchair, he couldn't help but join her. Watch this.
This duo melted hearts as they tore up the dance floor at a quinceanera. When Officer Sandy Fernandez saw Sori dancing the night away, he couldn't help but ask to join the girl in the light-up wheelchair.
She was there dancing. Her mom was just like spinning her around too. I was like, oh, okay, look at that, you know.
Sandy has a sister in a wheelchair and a daughter of his own. So seeing Sori with her Minnie Mouse shoes warmed his heart.
She was always smiling. You know, she was always just waving at me.
Sori accepted the invitation and even got a gift from her Prince Charming.
He told me that he wanted to give me a flower. I pinned it on my dress, right here.
The DJ captured the sweet moment as the pair danced.
We were just having fun, so much fun together. You know, it was just great.
Sori's mom loved watching her daughter smile on the dance floor.
Truthfully, it made me happy because he was dancing with her. Despite being in her wheelchair, she tries to have fun.
We've got breaking Mega Millions news. You won't believe how big the jackpot is. Plus, Meghan Markle wants to wear the pants, literally, but Harry isn't having it. Is it ever okay to tell your significant other how to dress? And meet the fashion blogger who's changing the Instagram game. She's 75 years old and counts, and Miley Cyrus, she follows her. Her secrets to style and what's the story, Tori.
Not going to be watching it
Correct.
for this next 30
Correct.
minutes.
And some are.
So they won't see the first half of what we just did.
Right.
Right, but it's only a few small markets.
Very,
We're
very
talking about the markets that, so we do the show for an hour, but some TV stations only get it for a half hour.
Like
so that's what Bo
DC,
is saying.
DCWSA will just get the first half.
But some markets get the whole hour.
Most of them get the whole hour.
Okay,
So
right.
it's interesting to see what
Yeah.
you guys are seeing. And let us know where you guys are watching us from. It'd be really fun to
Yeah,
find out.
yeah, I love
And also
that.
what the weather's like. Denver has been, and you're so, I didn't think of, I guess, the Rockies. It's so hot.
It's hot, but it's not
There's
humid.
no
It's a dry heat.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat.
That's what everybody says. It's a dry
That's
heat.
what
I'm
they say.
sweating now.
Did you guys see Who is America again? Sacha Baron Cohen?
I gotta watch it
You
tonight.
guys, it's say the Dick Cheney interview is on. He interviews Dick Cheney, but he gets a Georgia, in case you guys don't know, a Georgia councilman who is running to not only take his pants down, take his underwear down, and attack as a self-defense measure, and uses horrible language. And of course, what happens is the Georgia is now asking for his resignation. So stuff like this, when you say it's all pranks and stuff, no, he makes social action changes because you see certain people in their real light. It exposes a lot of truth, satire. So it was, at one point he dressed up as a guy bringing a mosque into a very conservative town, and it was just a crazy but hilarious but sad town hall because he's just very good. He stays in character. It's very Andy Kaufman-like, so. Interesting if you guys
I can't believe he says some embarrassing stuff and just like stares.
I can't keep a straight face.
I don't know. He says some crazy stuff.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show with a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. We finally got to see the controversial moment from Big Brother that's been making headlines all week long. JC used the N-word in an exchange with a black house guest named Bailey. Now, English isn't his first language. I don't know if that matters, but you be the judge here. And the way he used it might change your opinion on whether or not he should have been blasted in the news media. Take a look at what happened, and then we'll discuss.
Is there a difference between a and a dwarf?
It's like saying like between like I don't know like gay and or
so it's just a name for it.
Or like I'm black.
You're not allowed to say that. Don't do that again.
All right, so that was it. So Erica, I kind of want to get your take on this. He wasn't being derogatory here. He was being he was trying to explain it.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know if that's a difference. Is that a difference in your mind at all?
I think in his mind, he was saying, doing the same thing to him or to her that she had done to him.
Yeah.
There was a word that's used to describe him that he finds offensive, and so he was trying to say, let me contextualize it for you.
Right.
The issue with that word, as we've had long conversations about, is the historical ramifications of what that word means, which is a lot different than calling someone the M word.
Right.
which is now
little person,
yeah,
right? You can't say. I know exactly. Yeah, I think everyone knows what you mean. But she actually, in my eyes, I don't know exactly how it played out, but it seemed like she was pressing the issue. As the show goes on, he's like, listen, I just want to make this clear. I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was just explaining it to you. I have my own things that I'm dealing with. He's gay. He's a little person. He says, I understand the hate and I don't want you to feel like that. She kept pressing the issue as the show went on, in my mind, kept bringing it up and kind of blasting him on social media, or not social media, I'm sorry, blasting him, and then in the press, that's where he got blasted. And it was in the context that if you don't see that, there is a little bit of an explanation here.
Well, that's clickbait. I mean, people are going to put the most inflammatory thing up just to get people to click it. That has nothing to do with either one of them. But I do think that he was saying it from his standard of where he understood. And the fact that he came back and apologized for it, if that were me in that situation, I would likely be a little bit more lenient about it, just because there may have been a misunderstanding, but I'm not her.
Right.
So.
How do you guys?
I don't think it was malicious, and I think if you use critical skills, it's like that. I just wish he hadn't said the full word. But I think English isn't his first language, so that also might have come into play. So I think, again, you have to look at context here. He wasn't being malicious. I wish he'd said N-word instead of the actual word, because that does have different ramifications.
It makes me think of the kind of self-restraint you have to have, I think, in using certain terms, because I think about the derogatory terms for Hispanic people, Jewish folks, whatever. And even if I'm explaining to you, Tori, as a Jewish person, and want to use that word and say, but see, it's kind of like calling Jewish people blah. I don't know how you're going to take that. So to me, it's just more about you have to kind of self-censor yourself a little bit because you don't know contextually how that person is going to take it. Am I right?
Absolutely, and especially more than ever. Absolutely.
But I don't think it takes a gigantic amount of self-restraint. I think that it takes a little bit of common sense. Like, those words just don't roll off your tongue unless they are rolling off your tongue all the time.
That's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. We are live and have some breaking Mega Millions news. Raquel Villanueva has the details.
That's right, Jeff. Just moments ago, the jackpot jumped to $512 million. It's one of the largest in the game's history, and there's a chance it can keep growing. So what if you have better odds at getting hit by an asteroid than scoring the jackpot? It's still fun to get an office pool together. The drawing will happen tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, DBL Nation, what would you do with $500 million? Let us know using the hashtag DBLTake.
I bought tickets, but didn't win, obviously. Just saying. I know.
She's saying you have another chance.
I'm getting tickets.
You gonna do it?
Absolutely.
All right.
$2 for the rest of my life? That's a deal. Meghan Markle is breaking all kinds of barriers as the newest member of the royal family. But one rule that even her husband might not let her break the dress code. How about that? The dress code reportedly. Oh my goodness. Meghan wants to sport some menswear. Okay, that's what this story is about. On the couple's official visit to Australia, she even wants to rock a tux.
Yeah, baby.
Much like Princess Diana did back in her day. Look at her there. I didn't know she did that. But Harry's apparently putting the kibosh on her fashion plan. So we got to ask you, do you let your significant other tell you what to wear? Vote now at dailyblastlive.com.
Yes. Brooks has much better taste than I.
Really?
Yes.
You don't get offended?
No. Now, if it's something, okay, hold on a second. If I think it's something cute that he doesn't necessarily understand, like it's a girl thing, I'll speak up. But I have no problem with him giving his opinion. No way.
What if I gave you my opinion?
I hate it when you give your opinion.
How about you guys? Do you think it's...
I was just thinking of our Al Jackson was over this day, but we were all going out to this Kanye night dance party. So I went to get dressed and I came out and I had this like a cat suit on that was like kind of see-through, and Anthony was like, and Al was like, so I just like turned around and changed and like, well, if it's that big of a deal, then I'll just change. So I changed.
I don't mind. I think it's great. I think as long as you discuss and maybe suggest, as opposed to say you shouldn't wear that, you're going to be on much better standing.
But some things girls wear that guys don't get.
Yeah, like your and Sam's outfit.
Pants.
Yeah, the pants, like the paper bag.
I think we have a picture of these. These are actual pants.
They're fabulous, H&M, and I'm not sure if Sam's, but they're those paper bag where it goes up the high waist. Women love them.
I love them.
Men think, is there any man in here who likes it?
I like it.
Nobody.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the old cartoons, and the hobos would like have big pants and then tie a rope around it.
Real nice, Schroeder. Real nice.
No, I'm serious. That's what it looks like. Maybe I'm not the most fashion-forward guy, but those are ridiculous.
They are not ridiculous. They're super cute.
So cute.
All right, let's see what the viewers say here. Yes, I need
A second opinion.
Yes, I need a second opinion.
go.
There you go. Oh, it's tied. And no way.
Oh.
What did it say?
Yeah, no way I shouldn't have listened.
I know best. That's what it said. I just feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I'm like, Jordan, you really want to wear that?
But maybe you phrase it, the way you phrase it, be like, oh, I like you better in blank. It's better than like, don't wear that.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, no matter how you phrase it, I'm getting in trouble. All right, fixing up your car can be a strain on your wallet. Brett Forrest has some money-saving tips coming in hot.
That's right, Jeff. A trending article from our friends at USA Today shows us how to save on costly auto repairs. First, buy replacement key fobs online. Going to a dealership can cost you over $200, but online retailers like eBay Motors sell fobs for around $20. Then a locksmith to program the key will cost around $100. Next, touch-up paint. A body shop will charge a pretty penny to fix scratches when you can do the job yourself. You can find your vehicle's color code in the glove box or on the driver's side door to find your matching paint. And finally, clean those foggy headlights yourself. YouTube has several video tutorials that show you how to get them sparkling with just a $2 tube of toothpaste. DBL Nation, do you do your own car repairs? I definitely don't. And drop us a comment with your favorite tips.
Thanks, Brett. You look cute today, Brett.
Always, Jeff. You always
Would you tell Brett if you didn't like his outfit?
Yeah, I would tell Brett.
That's fair
I think you look very handsome today, Brett.
Thank you.
All right.
And I would accept your comments or criticisms, Jeff.
All right. How about repaying the favor?
Reciprocal?
Jeff, you look great.
Thanks, buddy. All right, let's try to get this last story in here. More women want to spend a Friday night with their dogs than with their significant others. This according to a survey from Purina
Dog
the
Food.
dog food company. This is my problem with surveys. But this got us talking about who runs the show in your bedroom, your partner or the pet. Vote now and give us your take. Wow, this is a tough one. Not for me. I know who runs it.
You don't have a pet.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
But I don't even let my son in the bed. So, I mean, it's easy for me. Like, I'm like, he's got to go in his... I made that very clear from the beginning because when I sleep, I can't have people touching me. I can't have animals running around. Like, Big Jeff needs his...
You're very needy. Wow.
Yeah.
You need
You
your
like
own
it?
I love it. I love as many dogs as possible near me, cuddling all over me. It's the best.
That's insane.
I know it's not. I sleep better. I relax better. My husband's cuddling with them all, too. I have no problem with it.
I used to have no problem with, I mean, it used to be like you. I didn't want to have anyone touching me. But now that there's dog, my girlfriend's dog, Leo, he will walk up and he'll sit on my head and sleep there, which I don't mind. And sometimes my girlfriend thinks that I kiss on the dog more than I do her. So I like him there.
How could you sleep like that?
Oh, it feels so good. Comfortable.
I love it.
Isn't allowed on the bed. Luckily, he can't reach the bed because he's such a small dog and our bed sits high. But over the weekend, Anthony fell asleep with Spike on his chest twice, and so I woke up and the dog was right there, and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
The boo-boos.
Oh,
yes.
man.
It was adorable.
I'm a light sleeper anyway, so they would wake me up all night.
God, so needy. Majesty.
Sam loves this story. All right, let's see. 45%. My dog always wins. There you go.
Thank you.
Not in my room. Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Sam, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile.
Yes, I do, and you could learn a thing or two from Mr. Bo over there, just saying. Well, a South Carolina dentist is an overnight celebrity. Dr. Constantine posted his take on the In My Feelings dance challenge. He called it In My Feelings. Get it? Watch. He's already gotten more than 45 million views and an appearance on Good Morning America. Now, if you were trapped in an elevator with the Backstreet Boys, you might actually enjoy that elevator music. Watch.
I don't care.
This video already has 35 million views in less than 24 hours, so clearly Backstreet's back all right. And finally, watch what happened when Taylor Swift took a tumble on stage in front of 80,000 fans during a rainstorm this weekend.
She got right back up and kept performing like a pro. No wonder she has such a good reputation. Oh yeah, coming up on DBL, Tori goes one-on-one with a fashion blogger who's trailblazing social media at 75 years young. Don't miss this What's the Story, Tori. But first, the stars of the hit OWN show Love Is swing by DBL. Find out how that show is charting a new course on TV. That's coming up next.
Hey guys, it's Angelica with the digital team. This story is really gross. I'm not sure why I got stuck with this one, but it's disgusting. I'm going to read it to you. It's trending right now. Apparently there was a big study done on which U.S. state has the biggest rat problem. For years it used to be New York City, but now there's a new leader. It's Chicago, which is really gross. So apparently Chicago beat out New York City, Boston, and DC. Chicago used to be a little bit down there in the list, but now they top the list. I wonder how Jeff feels about this because he's from Chicago. We'll have to ask him. But it's pretty funny. The study goes into detail about why. But Chicago was named the rat capital with a total of over 50,000 rat complaints. That's just last year. That was an increase of 55% compared to their previous year. So a lot of people are complaining, and I guess Chicago's up there too, and then New York was in third place. So there you guys go. If you want to avoid rats, probably don't go to Chicago. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Raquel now.
Oh, yes. Hey, guys. So I was looking at this article because I thought it'd actually be helpful. It was this mental trick could help you eat healthier, and I was excited, but actually the mental trick is just think about what you eat before you eat it. Which seems like common sense, but apparently people just dive into food. So if you take a step back and go, is this really healthy for me? You supposedly eat less, eat better portions, and eat smarter. This seems like common sense. I thought it was going to be a holy grail of a mental trick, but I'm still probably going to get the pizza and the donuts that are coming for us now. DL Nation, what's your trick? Help me out here. Please don't make it be just think about healthy food. All right, see you guys.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Time for Chatting with the Stars. Earlier, I spoke with the cast members of Love Is, a hit show on the OWN network. Check out how they're embracing love in every form.
What do you want from me, Yasir?
What do I want from you?
Yes.
You should have told that guy hell no. Right then and there, and came after me.
Thank you so much, Michelle Weaver and Will Catlett, for joining us on Daily Blast Live. Of course, you guys are the stars of Love Is on the OWN network, which is completely changing the course of Black love on television. So thank you so much for that. Now, it's all about a young couple, Nuri and Yasir, who are chasing their dreams in LA. How much do you have in common with your on-screen characters?
I would say me and Salim and Yasir have everything in common. You know, the way he views the world, the way that he needed the opportunity is the same way the character Yasir needed the opportunity, the same way I needed the opportunity. You know, to just be out there, to be able to showcase your talent, showcase your dreams and your passions and the things that you are, you know, hopeful about to come to pass.
Yeah, and I am similar to Nuri in the sense that I'm a believer and a dreamer. I have always dreamed big, and even if you say no, we will go after it anyways. We will not give up. So that's how me and her are both stubborn in that way, but in a good way.
I like the tenacity. I love the tenacity. Tell me about the portrayal of Black love and what that means to you to be able to portray that in today's climate.
Well, I think, and I'm glad that you brought that question up, and most people keep labeling it as Black love. Love does not have a color. Love does not care about your color. Love is simply what it is.
What I pray and hope is that yes, you come because you want to see yourself. We want to see ourselves on TV with authentic storytelling. Trust me, I know that cry. But hopefully you stop looking at that. That's the goal, is that you don't notice it anymore because it's just so relatable. Any color, any ethnicity, any background will be able to see themselves because we all want love. It's more than just two black people in love. It's just love.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, what love is? Define it for me.
What you got right now?
I have multiple answers to that question, and I've been switching it up over the past couple months. I truly believe that love is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking.
I would say love is silent, and it hopes that you listen.
Wow.
He's deep.
I just wasn't ready. I'm going to be very honest with you. That was amazing. Well, we are at home watching and cheering you on and hoping for more and more seasons. This is so pivotal in programming and television, and I thank you both for joining us today on Daily Blast Live.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
R. Kelly just addressed the sexual misconduct allegations against him in a brand new track. Now, I Admit is a 19-minute long song where he admits he's been with younger women but denies any wrongdoing.
Isn't that a wrongdoing?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. You said I admit it, I did it. I don't get this. If you were R. Kelly's lawyer, you would just say, you do not put this out, because all of that could be used.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's very strange. I think that there should be a response called, "We already knew."
19 minutes long?
Yeah, just over and over.
I like that. All right, coming up on Daily Blast Live, meet a 75-year-old fashion blogger with tens of thousands of followers, including Miley Cyrus. What we all can learn from the style crone next. And What's the Story, Tori?
Is an older person.
Yeah. So it's like Cody today.
I know, so style, she's putting it together to make it work.
Okay.
Is that
Yes.
A big fat cupcake?
I don't know, but if it was, I missed the cupcakes.
Was it like a small little...
I had to go upstairs, and then a
I
Salon
like that.
Utopia was right to the left.
I like
It was
that.
right in, it was next, it was in Cherry Creek. Very exciting, guys. Her name is Judith Boyd, and she has 38,000 followers.
She's
She's
a style
75.
pro.
She's just, yeah, not a silicone.
Not a silicone, a style pro.
A style pro.
I'm crushing a prompter today.
Just doing phenomenally well.
I was doing good till you told me.
I know, I was like, you're killing it, and then I jinxed
And
you.
then
I'm
the
so
Meghan
sorry.
Markle story came, and it was over.
You were like, there's something wrong with her pants.
Corey, you seemed really comfortable in that, the hat and the gloves and the...
Yeah, Jason thinks I would make a very excellent older woman, and Jeff thinks that I'm already there. If you guys don't know, I am in the middle of cross-stitching.
Do you have it?
I have it in my... I don't think I have it yet, but I got the waves done. So I'm making, everyone makes fun of me, I'm making a cross-stitch because I get anxious and it helps my hands. And it's a lighthouse with some waves
No
and
lighthouse
some hills. The lighthouse is harder than I had thought.
It
So.
infuriates me.
Yeah, why does it make you so angry?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's two
just-
straight
it
lines.
boils
It
my
doesn't.
blood.
It is hard because the lighthouse, if I may.
The waves seem like they'd be way harder.
I did the waves fine. The lighthouse, and if you are out there, help me out. The lighthouse goes like this, but then there's 3 lines that are open for beading, and I don't know how to add a bead. This is an old woman problem.
They really are. Does your sciatica act up when you're sitting over?
Oh,
it
yeah,
that long?
I'm so tired. My arthritis, it's terrible.
Tori comes in the morning meeting with sweatpants,
Her knitting,
Our New
her
York
knitting,
Times.
her newspaper. I just want to just, and I'm already crabby because it's early.
If you're a good cross stitcher, send us what you've done. We want to show Tori how it's done.
And if you know how to bead, I don't know what to do with the bead.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. This story is proof that you can't put an age on style. Our girl Tori Schulman introduces us to a fashion icon in this edition of
What's the Story, Tori? Meet Judith Boyd. It's obvious she has a great sense of style, but what you would never guess is that she's running the Instagram game. She has more followers than most people half her age. At 75 years old, this fashion blogger story is far from over.
I'm with the one, the only, the fabulous Judith Boyd. How did you get started with fashion and with hats?
I started my blog in July 2010. My beloved husband had been ill with cancer for 5.5 years, and he was my photographer, and it was a way for us to lighten up a devastating experience.
If I go to your blog, what are you hoping I get out of it?
Is that it's so important to have a message or a mindset about aging that's positive.
So your Instagram is StyleCrone, same name as your blog, and it is hot, hot, hot. Miley Cyrus follows. It's a big deal because she has millions of followers. What's it like to know that you're being followed by such sort of important pop culture icons?
I don't know. I don't really think about it that much.
That's good. She's just so cool. I want you to pick a hat that represents Tori.
There's top hat, turban, fedoras. Now, this is a vintage Norma Kamali.
Does it look good? Does it look good? Ah.
Tori, you picked the perfect hat. Now you just need the outfit.
That's right, Judith. We have stylist Sierra here from Couture Consignment here in Cherry Creek.
We have tons of options here at Couture, so let's get started.
All right, let's look. Oh, that is so cute. Yeah, black is good. All right, I think I found the one.
Totally.
Right? Love this, a little
That's
flare.
perfect.
I think it's time to go to the Upper West Side Museum and then for cocktails. Shall we, ladies?
We shall.
Let's go.
There you go.
better have gotten some of those outfits.
I got 2 of them, but not the disco one, even though Brooke said I should buy that one.
Yeah, you definitely should buy it.
It was so much fun. She is a delight. Used to be a psychiatric nurse, and she'd only wear scrubs, so the hats were the things that made patients smile, and it took off from there.
And we want to thank Judith and Couture Consignment in Denver for that.
It was amazing.
Great.
Thank you.
Did you learn something?
I did, and I learned a lot about advanced aging and advanced styling and how she's the forefront of it. And she's just drop dead gorgeous and a good person and elegant.
Yeah. Did you learn any manners while you were there?
I learned, yeah. She was at one point my legs were like man spreading. She's like, "Put your legs together, darling." I was like, "Sorry, Judith."
Man spreading. That's a
you know
thing?
where I sit like that. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Close
40?
and Tori will have comments.
I'm not getting you. Yeah.
So,
He did. So, her, just so you guys know, Judith Boyd's husband for
he
5
just
years. Oh, gross.
Sorry.
Okay, so her Judith Boyd's husband, unfortunately, was going through cancer, and to make them a little bit more light-hearted, he would take her photographs, her picture for the blog called StyleCrone, and it started to take off, and it became a way or a catharsis for them to not have to always think cancer, but to think beauty and to have some fun. And when she mentioned her husband, she lit up. So it was a devastating time for her to lose her husband, but he was there helping to build her blog. And yeah, she's followed by everybody. She gets hats sent daily from England, from some of the women I met at in England when I tried the milliner's hats. She had them. They're all sent to her. And one, which she's unveiling soon, is a morning hat. So it's a hat you wear for morning, but it's a full veil all the way down to here with like feathers around it. She's just a really cool, quirky, fun.
Did you get to keep any of the hats?
I didn't, but she said I could always borrow that leopard Norma Kamali whenever I wanted.
Does she sell the items in that
She
store?
doesn't. She just basically, she'll put the hat on, take pictures. She does a blog and a weekly series called Hat Attack. And she's just become this star in what they call, I didn't know this category.
So it's just a store with stuff in it, but you can't buy it.
Oh, no, that store was a consignment store.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
She herself has a room in her house just for hats and gloves. Yeah, separate room for everybody.
gotcha.
Yeah, so she's, her favorite thing in the world is to make a hat her own, and she likes it, the higher, the better.
That seems like almost like estate sale-y.
Very.
Like,
there was a sense of like.
Yeah, because people tend not to give up those
No,
items.
and she had, and the hat boxes themselves were beautiful.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Vintage hat boxes with beautiful paintings on them.
I literally just crushed Big Mama's hat box.
Oh no! Are you
and
crushed
it's like
yourself?
from
I thought in a good way.
No,
Fresh life.
Like the hat is completely fine and it's amazing. I should wear it one day, although it would be inappropriate for the show. But there was a Marshall Fields hat box, and there are no more Marshall Fields.
Right, and it
so I've
smells
just
like
been
her.
like carrying along this broken hat box with the hat in it.
That's amazing. Hats are a great thing to pass down because you really do feel like I wear my grandpa's like driving cap sometimes in the rain. And it's just it makes you think of that person really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hungry too.
Starving. Apparently, you guys are giving us food, and we're all trying to decide what we most want to eat. What would you want? I want burritos.
Burritos good. Ooh, I could go for a burrito.
I could always go for burritos.
Yeah, I could always. You know, I could always eat a Mexican, a salad, like a Mexican salad. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Tori, you have a couple of viewer comments, right?
Yes, this is about Meghan Markle wearing pants. John Grindle, men don't really care if you wear anything. Thanks, John. Singing Mary says, it works every time my husband does it. Just turn it into a compliment. She also said, Jeff, if you tell Jordan she looks amazing, or better yet, sexy in something she's wearing, she'll wear it all the time.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
All right.
So go home and tell Jordan.
Tell her she looks sexy. You look sexy, love.
You look sexy, Jordan.
The stories never stop. We don't either. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Keep that conversation going. That's how we do Monday, everybody. Boom.